have Taiwo just joined us again. We have Teresa. Hi, Teresa. How you doing? Right. So maybe we should explain the poll. Are you ready?
All right. Yeah.
So I think Amy again to just remind everyone that so for the different sessions we'll be having, if you have questions, if you use the chat, it might get like lost with several other messages. So please use the Q&A button to ask your questions. And yeah, I see Patrick from Cleve. Welcome, Patrick. So excited to see everyone joining us and joining us early. I hope that you stay and maximize the benefit of joining early, because joining early, you don't miss anything. And please wait to the end of the session of the summit today. So Princess, over to you. With the meet and greet, we're moving on to the meet and greet now. Let's get to know each other better. Even if it's virtual, there's still a lot that we can do to get an idea of every other person.
So, I mean, you've already asked where everybody coming from, and for example, me, I'm of course a Nigerian here in Germany, in Marburg. So since everyone is writing from as in where they are coming from, there are a lot of let's know maybe what you're doing in wherever stage that you are, schooling, going to work. I went to school here and I went to work. I did bachelor's and master's and I'm working too. So if you guys just write in the chat and then we'll just pick it up from there.
Yeah. Okay, great. So this is meet and greet. Like, let's have an idea of what
we want to talk to. Yeah.
Okay, myself, I'm doing my master's. That's why I need to pay attention to the mock session so that I can get a job next year and start making more money.
I think the idea of making more money for someone who works 9 to 5, like when you finish school and then you get into the labor market, is as in the reality is quite different, especially here in Germany. And so I would like to know people's thoughts on that. Like, what are their expectations of when they finish school and what they think they would, get or achieve? It's like kind of intertwined, this word. So if they know exactly what they would like to achieve after school while working, because I'm working now and I think what I thought while going to school, is a lot
different. Yeah. Or you have more money. Is that not what matters the most? Isn't that what matters? Anyways, let's get other people's opinion. Please participate in the chat. More money or more degrees? Is that what we're saying?
More money or more degrees? No more school.
More money or more degrees? Please use the chat. Let's hear from you. We have more attendees. My name is Evelyn. I'm co-hosting with Princess. And right about now, we're doing meet and greet, trying to get to know each other better. And earlier, we just announced that please tell us where you're joining us from. And then now we're moving on to what are you doing. So please write in the chat box, schooling, masters, bachelors, working. And so, I always say, to make more money while developing your skill set. Good. That is it. Those are the people that when your teacher gives you assignment, just 2 times 2 equals to 4. Some people will write 2 times 2 is equals to 4 because. Thank you very much, Taiwo. That's a very good one. To make more money while developing your skill set. Great. I think we have a session that will be discussing that, like, it's not enough to just say I'm looking for a job. Are you employable? Sometimes I ask myself, can I employ myself? So that's very valid. Please, more comments, more contributions, more money or more degree.
more money or more degree, or just like Evelyn, you said just now, while going to school, there are some things that are never taught, and then you are out of school, and then you check them like, my God, for this thing I read or for whatever I studied, I do not have the skills, to go into the labor market. And there lays, all the whole troubles. Okay, should I get another degree? Or, I need to make money, but I need to make degree to be able to get that money. So that's complicated sometimes.
That's what we call Rema. So someone just said, Emmy3 just said schooling. So Emmy3 is schooling, is doing his master's. The final goal is to make money, I guess, or to I think make money.
Yeah, to make
money irrespective of how we try to twist it. Smart ones. Yeah, I said make it, corrected. Yeah. So I agree totally. But then again, when we now start talking about making money, I think it now goes to how are you making the money? Because there's money of mini job, there's money of part-time, there's money of full-time, and there's money of they don't have salary skill. They're making so much money. I think that's where we aspire to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Sally. Do you want to take most of comments, Princess? Like we have like comments. Please send more comments, more money or more degree, and please tell us what you're doing and where you're joining us.
First from, exactly. I think both should go pari passu from
Sally.
From Sally, because I can't see his name actually. But yeah, I think both should go pari passu.
I think that's when we're talking about PhD.
Yeah, exactly. When you start going to school, and then there's sometimes that you forget that you're going to school because you want to make money. And then you realize you have to go back to school, and then you go back to school and you've lost some things. Maybe that job, for example, mini job didn't make up that, or didn't give you any skill sets, like how Samuel said. And then you go to school, come out of it, and you're the whole time like, I worked the whole time, I made money the whole time, but I didn't learn anything, I didn't get anything out of it. So that's another one. So it's either do you want to make money or go to school, or go to school, learn the skills. Yeah,
I think that's a valid point. Like both should go pari passu. Where does pari passu even come from? We say it like every time, and everybody just gets the meaning. Maybe it's French or something. But both should go together. Make money, because if you don't make money, like I remember that there's some people that they walk about university campus in Nigeria, and you see this. There was a particular man, like he had, when you say this person, the professor, he had the afro, he had the big glasses, he had everything, and he was just walking up and down. So, and then you're like, that's someone that has read, and most times we didn't know his story, but as 100 levels, we're like, this guy has read everything, and now he cannot even use what he has read to work, because he now has like mental issues. Okay, that's extreme.
Okay.
that's extreme, but together. Okay,
I think I would go to Chukwunike. Mark. Is this okay? Hi. The question is, would you make money or go to school? Because we are talking about where you're joining us from and what you're doing. And then, if money or going to school.
More money or more degrees.
Or more money or more degrees.
That's the
question. Chukwuike. Yeah.
So please, let's get more comments. If you're just joining us, I can see some new names. I can see Ayodeji, Aladetimi. I can see Christopher. I can see, let me scroll down. Just please tell us where you're joining us from. Just use the chat box. Bremen, Freiburg, Berlin. I can see Marburg. Like, please use the chat box, because this is a Zoom webinar. So you might not be able to see other participants. So please don't feel alone. We are here with you. This is not Squid Game. We are here. But if you are in doubt, just use the chat box, send us a message. And when the other discussion segment starts, we're going to be using the Q&A for questions. So right now, just use the chat box. You are not alone. We are here with you. So please use the chat box. Adetayo, Ayodeji, Christopher. I can see new names. And please invite your friends. We have a lot to discuss today.
Taiwo is saying more money is the end goal for me. More degree cannot help me. Money rules the word. As in, I'm totally with you. Yeah, I'm totally
More
with you
money.
because
When is the end goal?
yeah, it's just like when if you've read Rich Dad Poor
Rich
Dad.
dad, poor
Yeah,
dad.
it's just the same thing. Like he had a father who was learned, and he had another father who wasn't learned. And the one who wasn't not so per se learned made more money because maybe skills, and this gave him more, and the other one had more degree. But there's always something failing. Actually, yeah, there's always something failing. But nevertheless, degree
I
also
think,
helps because in
yeah,
this time they would ask you, without degree you're not going anywhere, without and these are things that sometimes you just don't know where to hang on to, because the whole society, the world tells you need to get that degree, and those 1% or 2% of people who actually made it without degree are not being considered because they've made that money, and after making that money nobody wants to know how you did it. So I think
true. Especially not the stereotypical, but like it's Nigeria, like I have PhD, I have everything, postdoc, last. Where's the money? Bring the money. I agree. I agree. And we have more comments, and we have a really
that's
long
good.
one from
That's good.
Sally.
Yeah.
Sally says, for now, I do money making primarily. Primarily, we might argue that education is more important when we haven't been faced with real life
Situation.
situations. I have a friend who's at the point of resigning to be able to write his master's exams. Even his lecturers have advised him to defer his studies so his family doesn't suffer when he's jobless. Sally's writing from Lagos, Nigeria. Oh, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Sally.
Welcome, Sally.
I think I
That's a
know
very
Sally. Thank you for joining, Sally.
yeah, that's like that's all encompassing. I don't even want to dive in because that's like a whole different,
I
you
think
know.
maybe we have a program for that on the one of the events, talking about students working and not
Yeah, and
making
then
money or money. Yeah,
stress
so
management.
yeah,
Yeah.
it has happened to every one of us, to me in particular. So I can really relate to that and tell you that, yeah, it's real. So thank you
Yeah.
for that.
So I
Yeah.
think we have a segment for that tomorrow, talking about stress. All right. I think that's tomorrow. And today is just pursuing academic excellence and shaping natural talents. So thanks for joining us. So Stanley, please join us again tomorrow so you can probably join that segment and pick up something to maybe help your friend out of the situation. That's why we have the annual summit. We're students, we're graduates, we're working class people, and just for us to share knowledge across board and help one another. So we have Christopher. Thanks for responding, Christopher. Christopher is joining from Uni Stuttgart. Great. Welcome, Christopher. Yeah, and then so I think let's know the mood of our attendees. Like, let's see what's going on in your area. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you undecided? You don't know whether you're happy or not? Please tell us in the chat box so that we can know. Because now we're about getting information from our ambassador. Let us know how the spirits is moving in your area this evening. Is it moving happy? Is it sad? Please use the chat box. Princess, are you happy or are you or you don't know how it's doing you?
I'm happy. I'm all set up. I've got food here. I've got drinks. So I made a video telling everyone, if you're coming today, go get whatever that it is that you want to get. Coke, Fanta, beer, whatever. Put it beside you, because since we go outside, and this summit is a big one, we're meeting influential, exciting, interesting people. This is going to not only be interesting and exciting, informative, productive actually, and I am here to learn. So I'm ready. Everything is set up. I'm ready. So I hope everybody is ready.
Yes. For me,
So
when you were listing out, I think for me, I'm not like on drinks. I think I might have not stocked up a little. I just have water. I have a mug of water. It's water. It's not the red cup. And then I have snacks. So maybe this is time to grab your snacks. I have prawn crackers. So we are ready. Good
Yeah.
to know that we're ready. So please use the chat box. Are you happy? Are you sad? This Taiwo said is scared of, I don't know if it's an E or a she, because it's like unisex name, right? And is scared of the upcoming winter. Taiwo, is this your first winter, or is this a normal feeling? Like, because I don't know, are you scared of the upcoming winter? Yeah, so for me, I think I don't know if I'm scared. It's just sad that Christmas, we don't have snow for Christmas. It's like we get snow in January or February, and like, what's the point?
I think normally we get snow in already from November, December, but for the past 5 years, it's been fast snowless in Germany. But before, it was really intensive. But now, I mean, last year there was practically no winter. Upper last year too. Like for the past 4 or 5 years, it's been this little of winter. I went to zoo last year, and the snow was this big because of how the weather, the weather crisis and every climate crisis.
Climate change, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just making things go north and then east, and well, I think
Yeah.
Get it, yeah.
I said I can never get used to winter.
I always said that, to be honest. But this year, this year, I've noticed that I hardly get cold anymore. I'm actually heating up.
So maybe your body's getting
I
used to
always
it.
said it that I would never get used to it, but I am. Like normally from July, I'll start wearing leggings in my trousers because of the cold. And for them, it's still summer. But for me, this is October, and I'm not even wearing.
Maybe you can share tips for, with Taiwo. Share him some tips how to get used to winter.
You'll get used to it with time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just switch on your heater from now and start, and prepare your mind.
Money. Money, you're spending money.
Right. So we have more people joining us. I just want to say that the summit is also streamed on YouTube. So the links will be shared in the chat box, right, Vincent? And also it should be also in your WhatsApp group for your different chapters as well. So please, this is a Zoom webinar. So you might not see other participants. If you're an attendee, you might feel lonely a little bit, but please, we hope to, carry everyone along. Myself, my name is Evelyn with Princess. We'll be doing this together. I'll carry everybody together so that you don't feel alone out there. We're here with you. It's not winter yet. Winter is coming, but we are still here. And then we have influential resource persons that will be talking to us this evening. Right about now, we'll be having our ambassador will be talking to us. We have our national president with us. We have academic excellence talks, business talk. So for those that it's more money, we have the right package for you. For those that it's more degrees, we have the right package for you. Our celebrity guests, Afiz Oyetoro and Mercy Alexander, they'll be discussing pursuing academic excellence with us. And please, just
invite your friends.
Lonely out there.
Yeah, invite your friends. If you see me present, it's because I'm telling people like,
yes, 5 p.m.
So please do.
Now we're at port. We're just preparing, the crew guys are, we're making an announcement. The ship is about to sail. 5 o'clock, this ship is sailing. But you can still join us anyway. Our own kind of ship, we can pack for you. We have bus stop. Is it ship stop now? Whichever one. Please invite your friends, send the link, NiSIG summit.com/join. And then we have more comment from Sally. Please, everyone, use the chat box. This is meet and greet. How are you feeling? The first question was use the chat box. Tell us your location. We moved on to more degrees or more money. And now we want to know, how are you feeling? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you angry? Just please use the chat box to tell us how you're feeling this afternoon. So Sally sent another comment. So this is for you. You're used to winter. Please take that one. Can you see this comment?
Yeah. Does anyone get used to winter? I could remember my experience in Wien. It was October, November, wrong time for holiday, I guess. Yeah, Sally. Yeah, you get used to winter when after a long period of time. Yeah, we have hot blood, but nevertheless, when you stay here for a long while, I remember when I went to Nigeria, that's 2 years ago. Wow, as in before I left, I told my friends, what? It's not going to be that hot. I was born there and everything. And I went and I was in hell.
Mm.
I was having my bath practically every 10 minutes. I was nowhere. It was so hot that my parents were even crying for me, like, oh my God, nothing was working. And yeah, so I think your body gets used to one particular place for a while and then changes again. And before you know, you just prefer to stay in one place than, doing the shift. And so your body get used to winter. Yeah. 2 years, 3 years, no. 4 years, 5 years, no. From 8, 9 years, your body gets used to it.
Mm. Me, I'm just 3 years in. I really don't know. I just look forward to snow. Snow is like the reward. I survived. When it snows, it's like, oh, I survived. I'm happy. That's like the only gift. Otherwise, winter, like how you check I don't know if you join the public transport, like in summer, if the connection asks you to leave 3 minutes, you can leave right on the dot and you
Yeah.
catch the tram. But winter, you need to give extra time to wear your jacket, to wear your leggings, to wear your boots, to wear your head warmer. I think that it's really, I don't know what to say. But let's wait. Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Please use the chat box. Tell us how you're doing. Are you happy? Are you sad? Did someone annoy you? Did someone annoy you right just before this mixing? Please.
Or if you're even happy with your studies, like how is your studies
Mm.
going? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at that,
Yes.
how's your studies going?
Waiting for more response from everyone. Please use the chat, send to everyone.
A lot of people have joined,
Yeah.
and I'm happy for that.
Yes,
Please join, join,
participants is
join.
increasing. Send to your friends. And Kyle says online education is not fun for many people.
Not, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
I,
so happy I was through. I just
mhm.
had one course during that time, and I think going to school, meeting up with people, sharing ideas is more better because it's still the same thing that we say to today. When sharing emails, like from one office to the next, it sounds so arrogant, But when you meet that person face to face, yeah, everything goes on a natural level, or maybe let's say a friendly level as with the emails and on calls. So I know that online education can't be fun. Yeah.
Well, for me, luckily, I'd finished all my courses. So all I was doing was writing and then maybe rewriting reports and all for my thesis and all. So like last week, was it the last week? Yeah, last week. So there was a student, like a new student that my supervisor assigned to me, like, if they put this guy through. So we're always doing Zoom calls, I would see him, but then I saw him in person and it's like it's the same person, right? But physically, it's a different vibe. And I was looking at him like I've not seen him before, It was
Yeah.
just I think that was the one person that I spoke through via Zoom throughout, and then I'm seeing him in person. Like, it seems like two different people.
Yeah.
And then Zoom, you tend to have assumptions. Like I'm looking at you now, like I've not seen you physically, but I already have assumptions. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe she's super tall, or maybe she's very friendly, or maybe she's this, and then I'm seeing you in person. I'm like, it's like you're meeting again,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I guess it's not for online education, but I think there are apps to this thing. I don't know. People always, I've seen several memes online where people put like a mannequin. I said they want to put a mannequin in front of the screen. Please don't do that. Don't do that.
I have a colleague who came from Nigeria, and when she came, the corona started immediately. So she's through with masters because she did that 1.5 year very fast, but she did everything online and she doesn't know what the four walls of the school look like or anything. And when you think about that, someone came to do her masters but never went to school, just did everything online. For me, it's scary.
Yeah,
because I don't think I would have been able to cope if it was online. So it's not fun. Yeah, there could be advantages to it, yes, but yeah, I don't think it's fun.
I think the advantage probably works for people that are writing, because you don't need anybody. It's just you and your supervisor.
Yeah.
And getting like appointments with them, it's easier. Because before, like maybe someone just walk into their offices, but now you can just send an email. It's like they're always on their laptop, and then they reply you and you get an appointment. But Taiwo and every other person still studying online, we wish you the best. Do not use mannequins in front of the cameras. Maximize your school fees, guys. Yeah, so we're in the meet and greet session. So if you're just joining us and you're wondering who are these two people that are just talking and laughing like this, my name is Evelyn and Princess. We're your co-hosts for today. And we already announced that this ship is about to leave port.
About sail.
Yeah, it's about to sail. And yeah, right now we have our resource persons joining us. And we'll be moving very soon, 5 minutes. Please invite your friends. We'll be moving to the session where we'll be talking about, where we'll be getting information from the Nigerian embassy in Germany. And just got notice that His Excellency, our Ambassador Metama Yusuf Tugar is in our midst. Welcome, sir. Thank you for honoring our invitation and for always, based on my knowledge, it's not a one-time thing. The embassy and the ambassador, they've always been there to attend to NiSIG students and graduates. And here we have our president, Mr. Emmanuel Fatikpe, who has been our link to our organs at the top, Sometimes when I saw the flyers for this event, I saw several names. I saw the ambassador. I'm like, wow, we have this connection. All thanks to our president and the committee of the annual summit, the annual NiSIG Summit. Thank you guys for doing this, and a very big thank you to you, sir, for honoring our invitation and joining us today. So in 5 minutes, we'll be doing the official announcement and invitation, sir. So this is just to recognize your presence and thank you for joining us. Right, so Princess, we'll be moving to the next thing. Should we give them more time to join the ship? Or should we move?
I am telling them you can also watch this on YouTube live.
Yeah.
You could cast it on your TV, sit down, enjoy. You don't need to stress yourself. It's Friday, yeah. So you could listen to us while, sitting down and exactly.
Yeah, the link is there now. The link is in the chat.
Perfect. So
please
I just shared it right now and for people to see. I think Emmanuel is on.
Yeah. Right, Mr. Emmanuel Fatikpe.
Normally, we should be standing up, right? Your Excellency.
I'm standing up. That's the thing about Zoom. If I tell you I'm standing up, I'm standing. How can you prove it? Can you prove it? Welcome, Mr. President. How you doing?
Thank you so much, Evelyn, and thank you so much, Princess. I feel so happy that the first set of moderators are ladies. I think it's a good way to start. And now I have 2 coins already, the first and the second. I'm not going to say the first, and I'm not going to mention the second. So I feel good. Nice seeing you, Princess. Nice seeing you, Evelyn, and nice seeing everyone.
It's nice seeing you too.
How are you feeling? Thank you for thanking us. How are you feeling? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you ready? Are you nervous?
Mixed feelings, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to talk
Yeah.
much about that. But yeah,
I've told you to
mixed
stop
feelings.
thanking us. We should be thanking you.
We should be thanking you. We should be thanking you. And Precious is doing just that. Precious is like, yeah, our
Our
president
president.
is on board. That's how we roll. Thank you,
I,
Precious.
I have
Everybody's
too many hype ladies. I have too many hype men that sometimes I feel I'm the president of Nigeria.
you.
You are.
Well,
Like,
I was going to say you are, but we have our ambassador here. Let's know. You know, we have our president, but you are our president. I off my mic. I did not just say that. So you would be doing the honors to welcome our ambassador. So we'll be stepping out. We will be here and just inform everyone, like this is a Zoom webinar. So for the attendees, you probably see our faces. You can't see other participants. Please be rest assured that you are not alone. We are here and enjoy the annual summit. So, Mr. President, Princess, do you have any last word before we take a bow?
oh, well, I think we'll get to the point where we'll tell our president whatever we want to tell him, even though I know I've told him I do used to talk sometimes. But yeah, I think we'll have more words later. So I want to say thank you to everyone who has, commented, who wrote, who give us ideas. Thank you very much. So we'll meet very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah.
So, over to you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you so much, my official points. NiSIG is a very great organization, and we are so happy that we are having our national summit right now. And it's expected when we want to have anything done in Nigeria, and it's something very, very official. The person that always opened the floor is the first citizen of Nigeria in person of the Nigerian president. But because we're in diaspora, in Germany to be precise, we also have our first citizen who is currently among us. We feel so excited that he accepted the invitation. I was thinking even we do this introduction because I don't want to stand too much from the affection mate's point of view. The current ambassador of Nigeria to Germany is my own father, and we have a very strong working relationship together. I call him every time and he's always there to help me. And I'm not just a child, I'm a son, so he gives me more privilege. I remember the first time I saw him, we had a discussion, and yes, I think I will keep that personal for now. So I want to invite, I feel so humbled to have you in our presence because you've so much done a lot of help to the organization, and you've actually fostered the relationship between the embassy and the Nigerian scholars in Germany. And the relationship is never going to end between me and you, sir. You will always remain my father. The ambassador of Nigeria to Germany is in the person of His Excellency Ambassador Meitama Yusuf Suga. I think I'm the only one that can mention that name in full because of how close we are and because of the things we've done in the past. He's not just the ambassador, he's also someone that we relate to it on personal terms, that which you've possibly not experienced for a very long time. He's very humble, he's very cheerful, he's very helpful, he's very accommodating, and most of all, he has the interest of Nigerians at heart. Possibly you've seen his picture before, now you're going to have the opportunity of seeing my own father in person of His Excellency, Ambassador Yusuf Meitama Suga. Thank you very much. His Excellency, it's time for you, sir. Sorry, I think we have a little issue there. Vincent.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so is the connection good from his side? Can you check?
I think so.
Maybe he's muted.
Yeah, he's muted.
Okay, sir, you're muted. Maybe you can unmute yourself, His Excellency. Okay, so I think Evelyn, you can continue speaking while we try to fix the technical problem.
Okay, great. So we earlier announced that we will be, let me start my video. Okay, so His Excellency Ambassador Maitama Yusuf Tsuga will be talking to us about information from the Nigerian embassy in Germany to Nigerian scholars in Germany and Nigerians in diaspora at large. So just to give us a profile about His Excellency. His Excellency Yusuf Maitama Tsuga is a Nigerian politician and diplomat who since 2017 is Nigerian ambassador to Germany. He was I think we have him now, right? Yeah. So he was previously a member of the Nigerian House of Representatives from 2007 to 2011, representing Gamawa, and he has run twice for governor for Bauchi State. So we have him now, he's ready for us. So His Excellency, you're welcome, sir. I saw that your video was on. We will have you now. Thank you.
There's no volume.
Yep, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, so Evelyn, till His Excellency is ready, I think we can still keep cheering him up.
With the profile, yeah. So Tsuga was born in a political family. His father was the organizing secretary of the ruling Northern People's Congress in the period before and after Nigerian independence in 1960, who later became a senator in the Republic. He obtained his degree in international relations from the United States and a master's degree from the University of Cambridge. A short insight into the early career of His Excellency. He was a member of the committee that worked on local content bill with a focus on the oil and gas sector. He served as a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee and deputy chairman of the House on Public Petitions. He sponsored a bill on inhumane transport of livestock on the floor of the House. In August, he was appointed the Nigerian ambassador to Germany by President Muhammadu Buhari as the Nigerian ambassador to Germany. Tsuga played a key role during the 23rd session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. During his tenure, he facilitated the visit of the German Chancellor Angela Merkel to Nigeria. So a very big welcome to you, sir. Thank you for honoring us with your presence, sir.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So we'll have you for the talk on information from the Nigerian embassy, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. President of the Association of Nigerian Scholars in Germany, professors and members of the academia here present, great Nigerian students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by congratulating the executive body of the Nigerian Scholars in Germany for organizing this auspicious event, and also expressing my appreciation for the invite to be a guest speaker. I would have preferred to have been physically present there with you. However, the persisting COVID-19 pandemic means we have all had to acclimatize to the new normal. Mankind's great God-given trait is adaptability. Thus, we've made the best of bad situation and shall continue to overcome and forge ahead. Interestingly, the topic I'm speaking on today, creating a new narrative for our beloved country, Nigeria, through moral uprightness, outstanding academic performance, and innovative mindset, is not only relevant to what the federal government is doing to address youth restiveness and reforming the educational sector. It is also meant to galvanize every one of us to rise up to the occasion and participate in promoting and building the Nigeria we desire. So if you forgive me, if you allow me some license, I'm going to extemporize a bit on the topic I've been given and focus, due to time on certain aspects. In the post-modern era we're supposed to be living, we're constantly reminded that our world is a social construct and that we as human beings are agents that shape our world and determine outcomes based on values, mores, culture, and tradition. The extreme end of this spectrum has landed us in a post-truth world where nothing is true or real anymore. So we're also living in a post-truth world whose untruth is further reinforced by the existence of an expanding cyberspace that is replete with competing cyber realities, avatars, and more recently, generative adversarial networks, what we refer to as GANs, which are essentially algorithms that create convincing fake videos and audio recordings that are becoming increasingly difficult to refute. The era of deep fakes is here. For those of you that are Nigerian students living in Germany, you have some difficult choices to make in this era. Whether you like it or not, you're representing Nigeria in Germany and are therefore ambassadors. And as ambassadors, you must familiarize yourselves with some international relations theory, something that may come easy to international relations students such as myself and you, those of you that are, and not so easy to others. And in particular, I would like to draw your attention to the constructivist paradigm of international relations that contends contains objective facts about the world are heavily influenced by history, ideas, norms, and beliefs of actors and countries. The issue here is not what is right or wrong, but the perception. Germany was involved in 2 world wars before deciding it was going to have a Stunde Null, or a 0 hour, where it would put everything in the past behind it and have a new beginning. Germans sought to project themselves and their country as almost pacifists, peace-loving, humanitarian, efficient, and punctual, or what they refer to in German as Pünktlichkeit. On the other hand, we as Nigerians, both home and abroad, tend to project a very negative image of our country as being corrupt, insecure, tribalistic, and disorganized. The truth of the matter is most countries have a foundational myth, some story that is not altogether true, created and fine-tuned over time with a strong meaning that resonates with the majority of its citizens. And deriving from this, positive characteristics of the country are repeated over the citizens and picked up by the rest of the world. For instance, we're told time and again about German efficiency, forthrightness, and Germany's peaceful nature. And we never hear that the new Berlin airport was 8 years behind schedule. that there was a mask supply scandal during the COVID-19 lockdown that which consumed a number of high-ranking government officials, that Volkswagen was accused of cheating on exhaust emissions in America, and there exists the Reichsbürger Group in Germany that does not recognize the German state, and Pegida, which attacks Muslims on German soil. I'm not saying any of this to denigrate Germany or Germans, far from it. I'm simply trying to explain that every country has its challenges and unpleasantries, but its well-meaning citizens do not dwell on them, and by so doing, create an echo chamber for the rest of the world to pick up on. They deal with the negative and continue projecting the positive. In many instances, it can be convincingly argued that Nigerians are our worst enemies, that we Nigerians are our worst enemies. We tend to dwell almost exclusively on the negative and completely ignore the positive. The rest of the world picks up on this negative vibe in conversations we're having with each other and the rest of the world, to assume that nothing quite functions in our country, that we're all corrupt and on the verge of breaking up. Too few focus on the fact that we're pioneers in fintech with a world-class infrastructure called NIBS, the Nigeria Interbanking Settlement System, which has been in existence since 1995, that enables payments across all Nigerian banks in real time, or that 3 of Africa's 4 startup unicorns are Nigerian. Nobody reminds us that unlike some countries, our president and vice president did not feature in the new Pandora Papers revelations. Nor would anyone repeat the fact that for better or for worse, we've had 6 general elections every 4 years since 1999 and have broken the jinx of transitioning between elections, between presidents, and between political parties. Look around our African neighborhood to see how democracy has fared in other countries. You can imagine what would have been said or written if it was Nigeria that had the chaotic election Berlin had 2 weeks ago. While some would have risen in support of Petra Michaelis, Berlin's election commissioner, to say she's being victimized because she's from West Berlin, others would have said it's because she's a Protestant and the Catholics are after her. Of course, none of this took place, and no one from her Berlin neighborhood of Zellendorf agitated in her favor. Allow me, if you will, to share this short 1983 video about the building of our capital city, Abuja, to show you how negative reports can shape our perception. Could you please play the video? Anybody home?
Yeah, okay, I'll play the video now.
Okay.
Yes, a minute. Get the video down. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to.
I don't think the audio is playing.
Just a minute, please.
Barely 3 years ago, Nigeria began to build a new capital, here in the middle of the bush, miles from anywhere. So far, nearly £2 billion worth of contracts have been awarded to build the new city in this virgin land. A sparse, barely inhabited area in the geographical middle of the country, it had scarcely seen a bicycle, let alone a bulldozer, until the construction companies moved in. But progress has been tough, and it's hard to imagine, looking from the roof of this uncompleted Sheraton hotel to the skeleton of another 5-star hotel in the distance, that in between there should already be signs of hundreds of offices and thousands of houses. President Shehu Shagari's idea of moving here by September last year seems a remote dream. But there's no questioning the government's resolve to shift the entire administrative machinery here, lock, stock and foreign embassies, for whatever the cost and the chaos. The rationale for moving is generally accepted. Lagos, the capital since 1914, is fast choking on petrol fumes. Despite the billions spent on flyovers and new roads, it cannot cope with the immense urban migration. Thousands of kilometers of roads were needed to join Abuja with the rest of the federation. Thousands of houses and flats are necessary for the civil servants from the 15 ministries which will all move their headquarters to Abuja. But Nigeria wanted more than a functional capital. It wanted a spectacular capital. This will be the presidential palace. Complete with underground bunker, it will cost anything up to £150 million by the time it's completed. Getting paid has become a real problem.
The contractor's going ahead, we are getting paid, but we're not getting paid as much as we get paid. So obviously what happens is that you reschedule your program to take account of the amount of funds which have been made available at any one time.
The same applies to the small man. This man has been waiting 5 months for any money, and he makes 3 or 4 trips a month from Lagos to try and get his cash. The government is doing its best to rein in the costs without destroying the idea. For instance, this ambitious model for the National Assembly, designed by Japanese architects, was costed at nearly £500 million. It's now undergoing a radical rethink. But it's as the work slows down that the full extent of early mismanagement is becoming clear. Shoddy workmanship, overpriced contracts, and lack of coordination have all hit Abuja. It's hard to believe, looking at the state of Abuja today, that the bush behind me will one day become a bustling new capital city with a population of more than 1 million people. But this government has continually repeated its determination to carry on with the project just as quickly as the cash will allow. The rest will probably depend on the work.
It's finished, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, who would have thought that Abuja would ever be built after watching that back in 1983? We must learn to sift through the rubbish to get to the facts and work solely with empirical evidence if we're to make progress as a nation. And with this, I would like to draw your attention to a recent publication on Nigeria by the Bundeszentrale für politische Bildung. That is for the most part inaccurate and grossly unfair. I urge you to assist us in correcting the negative picture it paints of our beloved nation. Your organization's commitment over the years to be a platform to nurture and harness budding academic talents, to connect and exchange innovative ideas, and to drive scholarly discourse for the betterment of Nigeria and the world is truly commendable. I want to assure you of the embassy's continued support in sustaining this selfless commitment to the progress of humanity. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, sir, for the great speech and lecture. So I would want Evelyn and the Princess to engage my father in discussion. So over to you, Evelyn and Princess.
Right, sir. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the insight. I took notes, and particularly, I was quite impressed, and it was like a learning point for me to watch the video to see how Abuja was in 1983. I was born, of course, after. I'm not that old, so it was good to see, and I particularly like the quote where you said I saw some of our students already sharing it on different groups where you said that, all countries have their challenges, but they deal with the negative and project the positives, which is something that I also agree that largely as Nigerians, we tend to amplify the positives. So, but then my question, I have a question, sir, and even before your talk, I wrote down that I'm going to ask question that how can we then, at the beginning of your talk, you said we are ambassadors. So as Nigerian students, we're all ambassadors, and that's quite profound because I know what it takes to be appointed as an ambassador. So thank you for sharing that title with us this evening, sir. And there's also how can we then, build the population of Nigerians in Germany as professionals, in professional occupations, like how can we increase more ambassadors in Germany? Does that mean that with our numbers, yeah, we can do more? Or are you saying that even Nigerians in diaspora, Nigerians in Nigeria, like how can we then do more so that Nigerians in diaspora, as we are here in Germany, we can, be more ambassadors and become better ambassadors? What are the things that we can do practically to be better ambassadors even in Germany?
Well, thank you very much for that. There's a lot that Nigerian students can do in representing Nigeria here in Germany. I am pretty sure that quite a number of you are bilinguals, or multilingual, I should say. You also speak German. So it's important that you follow the discourse in German media, both electronic and hard copies, and find out what opinions are being put forward with regards to Nigeria. And you will see quite a lot of inaccuracies. I remember reading something about how Nigerian cultures are heavily into female genital mutilation, for example. And I had to take on the person that was a public figure that mentioned that. I had to write to them and engage them and say, look, to the best of my knowledge, most Nigerian societies, cultures do not engage in this practice. So yes, maybe there are people desperately applying for asylum, and in doing so, in trying not to be deported, they could, purport that they're running away from female genital mutilation or trying to protect themselves, their kids from female genital mutilation, but that is not the case, and it's easy to find that out. That this is just an example. And then, of course, in my speech, I also made reference to a document that is making the rounds that was on Nigeria. And in that document, I remember reading about how Nigeria has a bellicose relationship. We have a very bad relationship with Ghana, of all places. And I had a visit from a senior government official here in Germany to my office. And during the course of the discussions, he asked me about relations with Ghana, whether things were improving. And I said to him, to the best of my knowledge, the only dispute we have with Ghana is over jollof rice, and our jollof rice is better than theirs. So, so you can see that, the wrong thing was put out there, and it's already impacting on decision makers. So you as students, I'm sure there's some that are studying international relations, some are studying politics, some are software engineers, for instance. They don't know that we have a burgeoning startup scene, like I was mentioning in the speech that I delivered. They don't know about the unicorns Nigeria has produced. They don't know that even Jumia, which is what more or less German, went to Nigeria, became a unicorn, with a value of over $1 billion and all of that. So there's a lot you can do towards engaging. And what we're also trying to do is to get more ambassadors, more students to Germany, because we have been struggling, fighting, taking on those responsible for issuing visas, to issue visas to students that have been accepted. They have been admitted into institutions of higher learning here in Germany, but would not be issued visas. So we want to see more students, but we also want those students, once they finish doing what they're doing, to go back to continue helping in building Nigeria. And then also we can look at amending, as far as I'm concerned, this is what I would like to see, amend the NIDO Act to accommodate for manpower so that everything would be structured, it would be tenured. Software engineers, Germany is looking for software engineers, we have software engineers. We can supply them so that they come in a respectful manner. Their rights will be protected with their kids, with their wives. They stay for a number of years, they work, they go back to Nigeria, and the pay that they get is commensurate to the work that they're putting in. Let me stop here.
Great. Thank you, sir, for that contribution. Like, you've answered my question, and you've also answered my next question, which was going to be about visa difficulties. And I also like that you highlighted that, when we go for visa interview, we at the embassy, we say after our studies, we'll go back to Nigeria. And I also agree with you that it's necessary for us to give back to the society that's, giving us that program. So we have some questions from the audience. And so some persons were asking about, someone said, tonight for us to discuss about the thoughts for the future of Nigeria. And in your talk, you said that, we are the best citizens because of how Nigerians have upheld democracy, regardless of the controversies we have, the differences we have, political differences, and also, human differences. We've upheld democracy. And then my question would be, like, talking about the future of Nigeria as regards democracy, how can we as Nigerians in diaspora, do you think that we can influence to strengthen the Nigerian democracy? What are the practical things that we can do? Or do we necessarily need to go back home before we can participate in strengthening the democracy of Nigeria?
No, the Nigerians in diaspora can strengthen democracy. For one, let's stop funding IPOB, because a substantial part of IPOB's funding is coming from the diaspora. And IPOB was even bold enough to announce that their headquarters is here in Germany, okay, in North Rhine-Westphalia. So let us ensure that Nigerians stop funding IPOB, because what IPOB is trying to do is to kill Nigeria, kill Nigeria's democracy by, number one, attacking the institutions that facilitate that democracy. So INEC, police, all of that in the Southeast, so that elections will not hold, and then they will go back to the Western countries and say, oh, look, see, there are no elections holding in Nigeria, and the reason why people are not participating in the process and voting and all of that is because the people in the Southeast are against the unity of Nigeria. They want to break up, which is far from the truth. Majority of people from the Southeast, overwhelming majority. How many people are members of IPOB? There's so few. but they're trying to do that. So this is something we have to realize is an existential threat to Nigeria, and it is incumbent upon all of us to take this thing seriously, take this matter seriously, and also to counter, because what is happening effectively, groups like IPOB are engaging public relations firms like Mercury Public Affairs, that is well known around the world, that get up to all sorts of underhand tactics to deliver their messages. They engage the services of what would be deemed to be reputable think tanks and so on and so forth to write reports. They circulate the reports, they use media effectively and all of that, and they paint a very, very terrible picture of the countries or governments or whatever that they're taking on. So we don't know what we have. And I'm hoping that, we will continue to have it, because sometimes you regret, you don't know what you have till you've lost it, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. With the countries that do not hold elections, some of the countries that are being projected as making progress, as being stable today, maybe they're being held because of the strength or the whims of one individual. What happens if that individual drops dead? That is not the case with Nigeria. There's no single individual that is holding Nigeria together. We have
to do it.
System in place, and we've seen how people come and go. You can't serve more than 8 years as a president, and then you have to go. And then we have that federal character that we think is really not that important. I remember being in Cambridge University in a class where Nigeria's federal character and the system of power sharing and the diversity was being cited as an example and a panacea for crises in other African countries. But we don't know that, we don't see that. We just continue to beat ourselves and flog Nigeria and just keep talking negatively about Nigeria.
Thank you very much, sir. Because of time, I want to quickly through. We have like several comments and questions, so I'm just going to be a little bit faster to run through them. We have a comment here from Chukwunwike, Mark, and Ulora, and it says that it's very salient to make it a point of duty as students to represent Nigeria responsibly and skillfully. It is a mindset we should loud out the more. I believe we can change the narrative in the long run. And it says, thank you very much, sir. So my question now is on, we're getting questions from the audience, from students, and then you talked about institutions in Nigeria and how we can strengthen democracy. And one of these institutions are, the INEC, the Electoral Committee, and also we also have institutions like for us getting the passports, right? So now students are sending in questions like, what maybe there's a clarity that you can give us as to why it's been difficult for even Nigerian students in Germany currently to get like renewed passport booklet. So I have information that we have a new office in Frankfurt, but for the purpose of, for the general audience, you can give us clarity as to why it is perhaps now difficult, or what the difficulty has been as regards renewing our passport booklets.
It's quite simple. It's a matter of demand and supply. Unfortunately, we're 200 million people. We were not 200 million 10 years ago. We're going to be 400 million in the year 2050. Okay, we're going to be the third largest country in the world. And we're people that travel a lot. We have a large diaspora. So the demand for passports is getting higher and higher. And unfortunately, the supply is not commensurate or not being able to meet up with the demand. We're trying our best here in the Nigerian embassy in Germany to ensure that we get as many passport booklets as we can. But every now and again, because we have to, they have to ration their sharing with England, the demand in the United Kingdom is even more than Germany because there are more Nigerians there. So they're rationing. So sometimes we run out, and before we get a new supply, there's a long stretch and all of that. So these are some of the challenges we're facing. So I sincerely do apologize for those that have been inconvenienced. But whenever there are the emergencies or there's some very urgent need, we skip, the sort of queue based on the appointments, and then just attend to the emergency or the urgent need, and we'll continue to do so. And hopefully, the supply will also improve.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. But what would you advise for? I know some students that maybe their passport have expired and they're in Germany. Like they're like documents that they can get in the interim. Like you can hold on to this document. That's an official document, from the embassy. Is there anything like that, or they just keep waiting, sir?
They should email us, please. info@nigeriaembassygermany.org. info@nigeriaembassygermany.org.
Okay, sir.
Email us, and we'll continue to attend to you.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for the information. So I got a question here that talked about back to us being ambassadors in Germany. It's also the government sponsoring students to come study. A lot of us, including myself, like we're self-sponsored. Like my parents also took the money out and got me here. And I think I speak for many of my friends where they would say that it would have been very much easier if there are like enough scholarships. Now, I say enough scholarships, not because I'm aware that there are scholarships. There's that in partnership with Nigeria, and there's the Commonwealth Scholarship. I think that takes people to Russia and other countries. But so the question was, I'll just read it exactly as it was sent. So why is the Nigerian embassy, why is Nigeria not sponsoring enough or more people, for scholarships? Is it a budget issue, or could you tell us why? Or maybe there's plans to increase it in the future. Thank you, sir.
Oga, madam, you're not being fair to us, Evelyn. You mentioned Commonwealth, you mentioned DAD, you didn't mention Petroleum Technology Development.
Yes, PTDF, yes.
TED Fund, all the Nigeria state governments. The Nigeria side is doing something now. So, like I said, look at it. Look at the population of Germany compared to Nigeria. Again, we're 200 million people. We are going to be 400 million. So, really and truly, we have a very serious challenge ahead of us. So what we need to satiate demand is not the same as what other countries need. What is the population of, let's say, a Rwanda? 12 million. That's the size of Kaduna State. Look at a lot of African countries, 2 million, 3 million. So the demand is always an issue, but there are several ways of addressing that demand. State governments need to do much more. They need to become much more viable. And the best way to do that is to diversify the economy so that they all focus on their comparative advantages, which I believe is the direction that this government is trying to push towards. That's why it had an economic recovery and growth plan. It had an economic sustainability plan, all in the attempt to diversify the economy away from oil and gas. And once we do that, and states become more viable, then they'll be able to do more and play their parts.
Thank you very much, sir. I agree with you. And the comments in the chat have been like, yeah, very eloquent, like, yeah, it's in the nail on the spot. And I think maybe as regards to this scholarship, yes, sir. As regards to this scholarship, maybe I can just send in a recommendation, right? I don't know if I'm allowed to, but let me just use this opportunity, because it's not every time that we get the ambassador to chat with us like this. So I'm aware that, that like aside the international scholarships that they do for you to come like from Nigeria to Germany, even while we are in Germany, like they give stipends, to international students and it depends like maybe 700 euros per month, and you don't get it throughout the year. You get it probably 3 months if you apply for it, or if you have a financial difficulty. So I want to rest on all the standing protocol and also on the shoulders of my national president to see if it can be taken as a recommendation, for us to get, even if you don't get the full scholarship, if we can get like financial assistance, like stipends as Nigerian students in Germany. That way we can be more, of ambassadors, and we are ambassadors already, but with that stipend to really go a long way for students to, focus more on their studies, because oftentimes we tend to work, menial jobs, and it distracts, students from their studies. So if we can get like mini scholarships and all, it would really help. So that's my recommendation, and I trust that you do something, sir. And so let me go on. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So let me go on to the next question. Yeah, someone dropped a question about Nigeria. I don't know if this is still pertinent, but I would like to ask the question so I'm not rude to the person. And the person, Alale says that it was in Nigeria in April, and the airport has multiple checkpoints with plenty officers. Is there anything the ambassador can do about this? Plenty of corrupt officers, actually. Is there anything the ambassador can do about this? So I don't know if this is still within your office, sir. I had to share.
Please let him record them next time. Record them and just spread it on social media. It's the best way to deal with these things. Where in the era of the phone camera. So let's just, because it's difficult, to deal with these sort of issues unless you catch someone red-handed. Otherwise, they will just deny it and say, no, that's not the case. You remember that, I don't know, maybe some of you will remember that we had a situation here in the embassy where a member of staff was caught on camera doing something untoward and all of that. So if he had not been on camera and if it had not been put on social media, if it had not gone viral, it would have been difficult to prove because it would have been his word against the person. So it's always best, I think, it's a civic duty to just expose these sort of things. So
okay, sir.
Okay, sorry. Don't forget also that it's not every person working in the airport that is a government official. Some of these things have been farmed out to private companies. So I know that there are those that were, I can't remember the name of the company, the red outfit. They're not government officials.
Okay.
So,
thank you, sir, for the suggestion. But to stay on the point, I have comments coming in, and the person actually, communicating like, okay, if Sally says, can't we have an official means of making reports against the use of social media? And I would say that, earlier you had told us that, we have to deal with the negative and project the positive. So if we are recording and putting on social media, don't you think this would further tarnish our image and say, oh, see what they're doing in Nigeria? So if there's a means to contact the embassy directly, to report this situation, so that way it's confined, it's treated within the, confines of the office and not on social media. Would that, so yeah, so that was the comment.
That's the longer route. That's the longer route. You will complain to us, and then we will still have to send it to Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but another problem we have as Nigerians is we have all of these frameworks and facilities in place, but we don't utilize them. There's a public complaints commission. People don't bother to write to the public complaints commission to at least give them a chance and see what they would do. Because no matter what you think of them, I'm sure there are good people in there that would, if one person would not listen, another person would and take it up. So has the person tried forwarding this to the Public Complaints Commission? No, I'm sure they haven't. There's another agency that has boxes where you can put your complaints and all of that. That's like an ombudsman. You have a member of the House of Representatives representing you. Every Nigerian has a member. There are 360 members of the House of Representatives. There are 109 senators. When you see something that bothers you, how many Nigerians pick up their pen and paper and write to that senator or member of the House of Reps or State House of Assembly member? We have to push them to do their work, even if we think they're not doing their work. I'm a former legislator, I know, and I know what, at least in my own little capacity, I used to try and do. So, write to them, engage them, put them to task.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for the enlightenment. And it's been a privilege talking with you. And you've shared so much light. I've been enlightened and you'll be able to answer so many of our questions. So I just want to give a highlight of some of the points that were noted for those that joined us probably during the course of your presentation. You've encouraged us that we are Nigerian ambassadors as students, and all countries have their challenges. They deal with the negative and we project the positives. And we are very good citizens because, as in relative to other countries, we've upheld democracy in our country, and we should learn progress. We should learn to make progress and also appreciate where we're coming from the video you shared, right? So I would be inviting our Mr. President, thank you so much. Please stay with us. The President has some words for you. Thank you so much for your time, sir. It's been a privilege having this discussion with you. Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you for having us.
His Excellency Ambassador Yusuf Maitamatuga, I would call you today officially because it's an official meeting, but I want to sincerely appreciate you once again because I called and you came. A couple of Nigerian scholars, when they saw the poster, sir, they said it's impossible. But now we can do the calm down of the people we've called, and it's really nice to know that I called you and you humbly came around, despite the fact that you are up there, but you decided to really come and discuss with your children. And I can promise you that the association will continually be in support of Nigeria, and we'll try our best possible also to be good ambassadors, like you said. Thanks for coming this time. I promise next year it's going to be physical, and I would want to have you around again, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you so much for having us. Okay. Mr. President, thank you for that. Thank you, everyone. To the participants, thank you so much for participating in this session. We've been talking to the ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Maitama Yusuf Tuga, and we've discussed, he gave us information from the Nigerian embassy in Germany to us as Nigerian scholars in Germany, and also to us generally as Nigerians in diaspora at large. It's been a very brilliant discourse. We've learned a lot, and we'll be moving on swiftly to the next session. I will be calling on Teresa, Adebisi, and Princess and Yasador. Teresa and Princess, I'll be putting you on the stage now. Hi, Teresa, how are you doing? Okay, so Teresa and Princess. Princess, we started this summit together. Prince and Teresa, I can see you now.
Good evening. Good evening.
So I'm going to add the spotlight for Princess and Teresa. We continue this sailing that we started. Back to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Evelyn. Thank you for the good work.
All right, I think this is the first time I'm going to be co-hosting with Princess. I'm Teresa. I've been seeing the good work that you guys started. Thumbs up. And Evelyn, well done for the last session. That was wonderful. Even though, well, I have my reservation sharp because some questions were really coming in earth, but we didn't really have time to cover it. So, guys, still the summit's going on, and I mean, Princess, how has it been like with the meet and greet and then learning so many things from the ambassador?
It's been great. Actually, the meet and greet was so lovely. The people corresponded very well, and getting to hear from the ambassador, it was really great. I mean, I tried to like learn or listen to what he said, and yeah, so it was really good. So thank you very much, sir, for coming to
There's some
coming to our
comment that I
program.
saw that I cannot say out, they're
No,
not
of
things
course
I
not.
can say.
Of course
like,
not.
I
But
cannot
we
say
expected
it.
that, we expected that, which is also okay because they're trying to express their feelings and their mind, and yeah, actually, there's nothing you can do about it. When they decide to express their feelings or mind, you just let it be, and yeah, and then we'll just move on because you let them express their feelings, and that's it.
True. All right. So before the next session starts, I mean, this next session is going to be another big thing that I really don't want anyone to miss. So in case you're here and you have friends that have not joined, just do well to send them the link. And if they are, so lazy for them to click on the link, just send a YouTube page to them. It's live on YouTube. So
it's live on YouTube.
Because the next set of people that we're bringing here, you guys are not ready. And it's really going to be, we're going to be learning so much, and at the same time, we're going to laugh because one of the persons that we'll be bringing, I'm sure that you guys know already because the flyer is out there. So we have like still 5 minutes to get ready for them. So please just use this minute to just invite your friends, send a link to them, send the YouTube page to them, tell them to join. That this next session is really, 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 really going to be great. It's balancing your natural talents with getting jobs, and how to mix everything on. And like you guys said when you started, making money or going to school. Now we want to talk about both making money and going to school at the same time. So
at the same time,
as you're studying, as you're learning, you're also earning some income. Yeah, so that's what this next session is going to be about. And I'm sure that these people that we're bringing on, they are not just anyhow kind of persons. They are well known for what they have achieved, what they have done, and I'm sure that they have so much for us. Yeah, so just tell your friend, invite them in, and like Evelyn said, let us know where you're joining from. We've not really, why you people disguising? Well, I'm joining from Hamburg. Yeah, I'm joining live from Hamburg, the best city in Germany. Argue with your computer.
Really? Please don't say that. I mean, there are lots of places. I am from Marburg, and really, I will call myself a Marburger. This has been the only city I've been in, and yes. So this is practically the best place. I could tell you every street. I could tell you every corner. So I am from Marburg. I'm a Marburger. And
Hamburger.
Hamburger and Marburger. Okay, really, we have 56
you see, someone is already telling you to relocate to Hamburg. Like, don't sleep on it. Just follow the ladder. Just come down here.
No.
And then we can see Taiwo from Darmstadt Rock.
Taiwo, yeah, I know you're from Darmstadt. Darmstadt is also really nice.
Darmstadt all the way.
Darmstadt all the way.
Yeah, do well to hype your city. Do well to hype your city. See, guys, just hype your city. Someone here is already using filling up the chat box with Darmstadt.
Frankfurt all the way. I love Frankfurt too, and I really do love Frankfurt because I mean, anybody that's staying in Marburg is practically also from Frankfurt because just like an hour train, and yeah, it's lovely. All the way from Lagos. Hi. And
Lagos City. Red Pin.
Yeah. Holiness, I can see you and I can hear you, and I hope this next
session
event is going to be for you, hopefully. So
I mean, there's so much we can do. We just hope
there's so much. I know everybody can agree with everything, but we'll get there, and that's just why we're here. That's why we're doing this. So we'll get it. Göttingen. Okay, I remember somebody complained that there is nobody from Göttingen in Oh, Mr. Afi
Hey,
Oyetoro is here.
are you seeing what I'm saying? Are you seeing what I'm saying? I'm so hyped because, and you guys just pardon me. Pardon my old hyped level this evening because I'm a big fan. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. It makes me laugh so much. So, you guys, good evening, sir.
All right, now, my name is Afi Oyetoro from Nigeria. It's about 5 o'clock here in Nigeria. Nice being part of this discussion. Thank you very much for inviting me. I feel so honored and privileged. Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, sir. And we are the privileged ones to, to acknowledge you today. Thank you very much for accepting. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for coming on here.
Thank you so much for joining. It's so great to have you in our midst. And I mean, we have also Mrs. Mercy.
She's in. Hello.
I'm not sure.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, I can see her. Good evening, Ma. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. I'm so it's a privilege for me to be part of the speakers of today's summit. I'm wow, it's just me. Thank you. 5 p.m. in Nigeria, so let's start it.
Yeah, we're bringing Nigeria spirit here to get it all hype up. See, you people, we know that Germany is boring. This is a time for you to laugh, and don't say that we're not doing anything for you people. This time to laugh and catch fun, okay? So we're going to just start, and we all know Mr. Afi Oyetoro. We all know him. And in case you're here that you don't know him, perhaps you do not know him. Perhaps you've not seen him anywhere before. Perhaps you do not watch television. He's a well-known and recognized and award-winning comic actor, and he's also a lecturer and also an MTN ambassador. And we, popularly know him as Saka. That name is so hard. Yeah, that's what he's popularly known as. He's a very wonderful individual. He's so talented on many grounds and he's doing so well. Yeah, and the other person that we have with us is Mercy Alexander, which is also, she's a well-known, online and television star. Let me put it that way, some television celebrity. She does some shows on Galaxy TV, NTA, and she also has let me say, is it NGO? Yeah, NGO, where she does humanitarian services and all. So people that we have here for this section, they're just so very, 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 very deep individuals, and we're going to be learning so much from them. Quickly, because we do not really have so much time, and I really want us to engage them to the highest level before they run off. So my first question will be going to Mr. Afi Oyetoro. I just read out so many things that you do. You're a Nigerian lecturer, you're a comic actor, MTN ambassador, and you have a family and all that. So my first question would be that what are the challenges you're faced, trying to manage all of these things, trying to do all of these things all at the same time? What challenges would you come in contact with?
Thank you so much. I want to give all the glory to God. In the first place, there's a philosopher says that the more time you have, the more time you lose. And so it's been challenging. Sometimes I may be on set and something happened at home, or somebody else wanted me to be on a set or something. I always try as much as possible right from the beginning to plan my program. How much time do I have for family? How much time do I have for academics? How much time do I have for entertainment? How much time do I have to myself, at least to rest? And to the glory of God, things have been a little challenging, but I feel that those challenges are also part of making me grow, making me know my weakness and my strong side. And so it's not really that. I thank God. The best thing to happen to a man is to marry a woman who shares his vision. So I thank God that my home front is no problem at all. So it gives me the time to really concentrate on my career. Not that I don't go home, I go home, but most of the things that I would have been doing as an individual, my wife is taking care of that at home. So I really have some time for myself and enough time to take care of my career. The challenges may be clashes here and there. Maybe when I'm in class, I have an assignment from my client to do a video or something, and I have a target to meet or a deadline to meet, while I'm cracking my brain on how to create a content. I will also be reading, for my classes. And when exam comes, when exam comes, I will like to mark my papers overnight while I will be thinking of other things. But all those things are process of development. And I believe, I thank God today that it's really going on well. There are a lot of social activities that I will have been taking part in. But thank God, God has created me that a lot of all those social activities are not part of me. For instance, I don't drink anything alcoholic. I don't smoke.
Yeah.
So all those social things, apart from myself going and rest somewhere whenever I want to rest. So all those time and all that, God has taken care of that, and I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Wow.
Thank God.
Wow. Let me copy the famous comedian. You're doing well, sir. So I don't know if you guys are taking notes, but he said something so very much important, and that's what I am going to, of all the things. It's not like I can't pick everything, but the cocolet of it all is he said, "Thank God you married a good person." Guys, if you're on this channel or you're on this platform rather, or you're watching on YouTube, wherever you're watching from, make sure that when you want to pick that woman to marry, she should be someone that believes in what you want to do and will be ready to support you all through the way. You can see it goes a long way, not just marrying to have kids or to just have a family, but even as a way of affecting what you do individually in your career, whatever it is that you're involved with. So please do not marry for, the physical things that you can see alone, but look inside, look at the contents and not just the packaging. Thank you so very much, sir. That was wonderful. Princess, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I think I tried to jot down the points that you made, and why I knew that I was going to be hosted, as in like being a moderator of the show. I've watched your films a lot of time, and I've tried to like look up to Miss Alexander, and I noticed that there are lots of similarities between the both of you. You both studied theater art. Mr. Oyetoro is, a lecturer in that, and I'm sure some students here today would have gone to your school or would have, studied under you. And I would say in Germany, it's not what I studied is not theater art, but Medienwissenschaft is like also mass communication or so, if you put it in English, but not that but in the science part. So I think I was really happy and excited to be able to, be on the moderator list today. So for Ms. Alexander, you've come so far. I would say I came here to know that you've gone through a lot, and you've been at this peak of your career the whole time. And today is just the right topic for us. Like, what are your stake on us students here, trying to pursue academic excellence and also trying to shape our natural talents? So if you have anything for us on that.
Okay, so once again, my name is Mercy Alexander. aka the Lady Jagaban, and I'm the
Exactly.
MDCP of the Gallery TV. I anchor a program called The Gallery on NTA Network 2. I've been doing that for over the years now, though I started my program on MITV 2014. That's over many years ago. And like your question right now, it's important that you should be able to manage the two. Because for me, I was able to manage the both. You understand? I do quite a lot of things. I act.
Yeah.
I'm an actor. Sometimes people call me a comedian. And so many things I try to do together. Like the Yoruba would say, "Kowope." Do you understand? Because as a student, it's all about you being a student. You need to do something outside being a student. You have to understand that, wow, I'm a graduate, what next? So you need to discover that talent in you. If peradventure, your certificate could not get you a job, you should work on something that God is giving you that will give you a job, and you'll be known for what you do. So as a student, you should be able to manage being a student and also being a business person. You understand? And without, in one way or the other, falling out of track, it's very, very important, because I do the both, though now all I do is work, 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 work. I'm done with school long time ago. So I think for you to be able to do that, you should remain focused. You should remain focused, keep the right friends, you understand? And you should know the reason why you were sent to school. And also remember that you need to make those who are looking up to you so proud. So that's what I have to say on that.
Thank you very much. I mean, yeah, you were really straight to the point. Try to manage both. Even for us here, I think it's a bit hard. As in just a bit hard, because you have to go to school and also work to make that money, because most of us don't have rich parents back at home, so we have to pay all these things at once, and then we forget ourselves. Like, I know that I was a very good dancer while I was in Nigeria, but when I came down here, I had to let go. I had to, work, go to school, and you keep working, and the cycle just keeps going. It keeps going back and forth, and then you forget whatever natural talent that you had. And this is, like, I think, hard for most of us, and I'm sure maybe some students would also accept the fact that it's quite hard. If you're in Nigeria, I think the atmosphere makes or tries a little bit to bring out whatever it is that you have or your natural talent in you. But when you come here, culture shock, everything is a shock. And when you see people who are not like you, who are probably 20% not going to accept who you are for who you are, then I think that's a challenge that most of us would go through. And even though we can try to discover our talents, it's,
Well, you see, I understand what you're trying to say on that. You get, if you're a Nigerian, the hustle is real. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because for me, those who really know me, they know what I'm good at. You understand? I can try to say, okay, so I based in Lagos, and you will agree with me that the traffic in Lagos is annoying. But because there are a lot of people who are looking up to me, I try to meet up with so many things. You understand? Sometimes those little excuses people give, because I have a son, I refuse to accept it, because you don't tell me because you have to go to school, you have to do this. You should create, there should be a time. I know the time factor is quite different. You understand? But because you know what is happening right now, you need to work on that thing that gives you joy. That inbuilt talent that God Almighty has given to you, it's important you don't joke with it. You go to school, you are in a country where you can work for some hours. I don't know if I'm wrong, please correct me. So you can actually say, okay, yes, I want to make money, but hey, let me work for 2-3 hours. Are you listening? Because you need to support yourself. Yeah, you need to study for a certain hours that you study over there. I said, okay, 2 hours I'm going to give it to my dancing career. A lot of people are making a lot of money from dancing. I wish I can still dance the way I used to. You understand? Yeah. So don't tell me that I refuse to accept that. You just need to let that your dream, your goal, help you to balance them both. I think that's all I have to say on that.
Wow, that's a deep one.
That was inspirational. That was like, yay, that's the fire.
Yeah.
I think we could work on that. We could work on that.
Yeah.
And in case you're just joining this wonderful session where you've not missed so much, but you have missed, we're talking about, pursuing academic excellence and shaping natural talents. And we have with us wonderful, wonderful people, Miss Mercy and Saka from all the way. All right, so my next question. Sorry, what? Pardon?
I said I don't pot, so that's why it's known for. I don't pot, so.
I don't pot, though.
Yeah.
All right, so based on what she said, like, I'll be directing my question to Saka, and is on, she talked about creating time for your natural talents and then working and all that. So I want to ask Mr. Saka that what advice would you give, scholars that they're finding it difficult to manage or create time on working on their natural talents and also, going to school and doing something that career field, because like Princess said, is a lot difficult here. We want to do so many things. Like she said, I think I used to dance too in Nigeria, but I don't think I have that talent anymore. So there are other things that, we came here with our hopes held high there that we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then getting here is a different ball game because I have bills to pay and I have classes to attend, I have exams to write. So it's so much. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one on this table, trying to manage my natural talents with studying and all that. So what advice would you give to us, sir?
See, let me say this. The what saying about pursuing excellence in something, it means is an ability to effectively and perfectly demonstrate a total commitment for the best of results when you are given a task. All right. Now, and talent is that natural ability of you performing a task effortlessly. All right. So your talent is a
hold on, we lost him for a minute there. I'm sure he's having so much challenge with his network. I'm sure he'll be joining us.
I think it's a network problem, but then we could go on.
The admin can try to work on that to just inform him. Maybe he leaves and then rejoins. So while we're waiting for that, I can also direct this question to Ms. Mercy that, they talk about you being the Jagaban. There was a term you used.
We felt it just now. We felt
Lady Jagaban.
I felt it. I mean, this is like a push I needed.
So I'd like to ask that, what brought out the name Lady Jagaban and what does it really signify? What does it mean? Like, where did the name come from? And then when you say Lady Jagaban, what does it really mean? If it's a name that can, just go to the bank and just go and mention, will they give me,
You're going to use that. Anyway.
So how did you come through, like, behind the name?
Okay, like several years ago, about 4 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, I did something very that has to do with strength. I was able to maneuver so many things at the same time. Somebody came to me, oh, Mercy, I want to meet this person, and it's the dying minute and so many things, and I want you to handle this event at the same time. I said, my brother, it's possible. And he looked at me like, possible? Oh, Mercy. I said, it's possible. Let's start. And when you're given a task that you don't even have time, you understand? And especially when that task has to do with who in the country, the top personality, the top government officials. And you yourself, who is trying to tell that person that it's possible, you're going to tell yourself, say, if you call this person and make him no answer me. If you do this thing and make the person no answer me. But don't worry, I'm going to do it. And that is that. I understand these people are very busy. You understand, talking to them sometimes can be very difficult. You know, when you are not with them, sometimes you feel they are proud. That why is he not picking my call? Why is she not picking my call? My darling, when you're close to them, you know that there's a reason why. Even the little busy when they say sometimes bless my enemy won't run mad. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I look at the situation critically and I said, okay, they look to my friend, don't worry, just calm down. So overnight, I tried to reach out to those few people they wanted us to reach. And over the years, they've been seeing me do things that, can a woman really go out of her way to do this thing? You understand?
Yeah.
Look at her, she's into furniture, she's into this. She just wants to help you. She just wants to make sure that things are done rightly. And at the end of the day, in the morning, I just called him. I said, oh God, this thing we don't do. He's a don't do. Like the Lady Jagaban. And that's how the name just came up.
Wow.
And I said, yeah, I was asking because I'm not a Yoruba person. I'm from Delta State, Stroke Rivers. And I said, what do you mean by Lady Jagaban? I know they call Tinubu Jagaban. He said Jagaban means a strong person, somebody who make things happen, somebody who can just say, okay, you know what? This is possible. Somebody who have that zeal to put a smile in other people's face, no matter how the rough the road is and all that you get. And do you know, 2019, the President Chief of Staff now, Mr. Tayo, and even the President Governor of Lagos State also asked me the same question, like, why they call you? And funny enough, when that question came, the guy who gave me that name was there. And he said, no, that he's going to answer that. He knows the meaning of that. And Chief Tayo, is the President Chief of Staff of Lagos State, said, yes, she's really that, like, yes, that is what she is. And that is exactly the kind of person Mercy is, because I've known her over the years and she's a very hardworking person. She will tell you this is possible and it's possible. She doesn't even want to know if she's going to be turned down and or so many things are going to happen along the way, but she will tell you that it is possible. So you are right. That name is cool. Like giving her that name is a good thing. And since then they've been calling me the Lady Jagaban.
And I'm sure that, I mean, you know, Yorubas will say that when they give you a name, there's a way the name has an effect on your personality. So I'm sure that since they gave you that name, maybe your personality is now, you know, heightened and you even do more Jagaban stuff. I'm really sure. Yeah. I mean, what we're waiting for Mr. Saka to join us. I really pray that he comes back before we run out of the time for this session. Okay, yeah. He's back.
Is he back?
Yes. He is.
Okay. Welcome back, sir. His signal, his connection is coming up. I think we could ask him the question that we have right now. Mr. Yetoro, can you hear us?
I think his network is bad.
It's bad.
On the broad, yeah. Okay, I think he's in now.
Okay. Welcome back, sir.
It's still not
going on. Yeah. Okay. I mean, these are one of the things that's supposed to be expected. Alexander. Okay.
It's still back. It's back now.
But let's see.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome back.
Can you see?
Yes, I can see you.
Clara.
We can see you. We can see you.
Okay, sir.
I had a little problem with the network here. I am actually on a set somewhere in Ibadan side.
Okay.
No wonder.
So, all right now. So, like I was saying, when we talk about a career, when we talk about natural talent, it has to do with passion. Whatever you have passion for, we always remain in your mind. The problem is that when you now have a lot of hindrances here and there, especially the environment you find yourself. For instance, if you are in an environment where you have, like you have said earlier on, where we have to put one or two things together to survive, it might be a little difficult for you to go about that passion. But as long as you have that passion and you are ready to fulfill it, it will come.
Network is bad.
Passion way that takes time called for you. So while you are going about your studies, what is important is that you create time and you plan your time. Whenever we are talking about natural talent and we are talking about our other activities, it's a matter of time management. So I will advise, let us plan our activity that we have passion on. That are some, if you have passion for something, if you truly have passion for something, you will create time for it, even if it is 1 hour in a day. So there are so many things. Though I've been traveling up and down, but I have not studied outside Nigeria. So there, because of our environment and the situation here, it is a little more convenient for us to create time for passion, to create time for activities outside the passion. I am a teacher, I teach, and I also do a lot of entertainment activities. Of them have a little similarity because as an entertainer or an actor, I teach the public. As a teacher, I teach the students. The environment is different. I teach in class officially, and I teach as an actor outside unofficially. So the two of them are like together. So it might not really I may not have it that difficult, because they are not really posed apart. So I think we should manage our time. We should plan. No matter what, your natural talent will come out one day if you create a little time for it.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much for that, sir. I think everything that you said was actually one of the questions that were being asked. I mean, you've answered it even in your talk, yes. Which is this, Mr. Ayotoro and Ms. Alexander both studied theater art. Do you think it is necessary to study theater art as or I'll pose the question to you, Ms. Alexander. Do you think it is necessary to study theater art to harness our talent?
Yes, it's necessary because sometimes there are some things you need to learn, you understand, to help you, grow in your inbuilt skills. You understand? Because there are people who have been there, you understand? And hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Okay. So it's necessary that you need to.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, I think he's saying something, so you should allow. Maybe you should just move
really for you.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, the network is bad. Sorry. I think
we refuse to be taken down with our network. No way. No. It's not possible.
Okay, ma, I think you can go on.
She's muted though.
Oh, she's muted. Yes, she's no more muted. Okay, good.
Okay, can I go ahead now?
Yes.
Okay, so I feel it's necessary for you to also study, like you go to school to enhance that inbuilt talent. It helps you because most cases, most of the lecturers there are people who have been there for several years. Like Dadio Yetoro is an actor, entertainer, and also is a lecturer for several years. So there's so many things you can learn from him. You understand that can help you in your acting skills. You understand? Because one thing, most people just want to go into acting. Act no be joke or no be child's play. You understand? You can just sit behind the TV or behind the camera and just watching, oh, this is good. No, no be child slave. You need to learn a lot of things. You need to learn patience. You need to learn how to smile. You need to learn how to compose yourself. You need to learn how to cry. Even if you have these things in you, you understand?
Yeah.
You need to learn everything. You need to learn how to just switch. Right now, I'm smiling. I can just choose to be. Yeah, I'm listening. What are you saying? I think the same thing as smiling, okay? Because there's so many things you need to learn to help you to be a very good actor. So going to school to learn it is very important. You understand? And that is why you see most people, before you know it, they're also a director. They can direct movies because they went to school to study these things. So it's important. You need to manage your both.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Fish, you're muted, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so what I wanted to add to it is this, that you do not have to study theater art if your talent is not in if your talent is in education, you study in education. If your talent is in sport, for instance, let's say football, you need you will not get art. You will go to a school that can enhance and polish your talent.
Yes. Oh, his network is bad. His network is so bad.
It's so painful.
I'm thinking it's the location where he is right now.
Yeah, but the most important thing is that he is also saying the same thing that I just said, because you can't have that acting skill in you and you decide to go to an engineering school. Who does that? No. So you have to go to a school where they can teach you. And
hello, can you hear me again?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now? Can you see me?
Yeah, I saw you now, but yeah, I can see you.
All right now. So I was supporting my sister there. You know, the talent and training are very, very important. And so when you identify your talent, any potential you have, you need to polish them. I was saying that every talent is a raw material, and this raw material needs to be polished. And you can only polish this through training. And your training is only in school or some other area that will enhance the polishing of that your talent. For instance, I identify my talent as in the art. So I went to school and studied theater art. Yeah. And so it was polished. And so I was able to express myself, more intelligently than somebody who only has material and not polish it. So it is talent plus training. So in fact, talent is part of the natural tools that you use to develop yourself. That means that personal development has its own tool, and they are grouped into two. Number one tool is the natural tool. Number two is the acquired tool. The natural tool is being polished and refined by the acquired tool. What are the natural tools? Talent, all those things, they are natural endowment. And it is only when you get your acquired tool that you use for you to be able to know how, when, and how to use that your talent. So in the process of the acquired tool, you will also discover more of the natural potential that you did not realize you have, and it will give you enough advantages to develop yourself. So in the process of developing yourself, you need training, and you need to acquire direct and appropriate training. You don't have if you have a carpentry talent now, you now go to school of bricklaying. it will not work.
True.
I've been waiting for you to make me laugh, I swear.
Yes. Identify your talent. Go for where you are going to acquire the normal tool that will enhance that your natural potential. That's
Wow.
my advice.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. I really wish you could continue, but unfortunately, unfortunately, we have to come to the end of this session, and it's just so very grateful. And I hope that you guys have learned one or two things, even more than two things, because you've been dropping so many things. So you don't have any excuse. We don't have any excuse to say that maybe we are out of jobs or we're not doing this, because our talents are there for us to just work
harness it.
Just harness and make them into a skill. Thank you so much, Mr. Saka, for joining us. Thank you so very much, Ms. Alexander Mercy, for joining us today.
It was really a pleasure, Ms. Alexander. I am so honored today, really, and I feel like, yay, I'm gonna go home and dance and take me something. And Mr. Saka, thank you very much for joining. The time is small, but and that's why we brought you here. We hope that we'll have this some other time, a longer period of time. So thank you very much.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you too for having us. Thank you.
To be with you, and just remember that in life, if you want to develop yourself, you need your passion, you need your time, you need your dedication, you need to identify your potential and determine to polish it to enhance your potential and develop yourself as an individual. It's a privilege and honor to be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank
you too for the opportunity to be one of the speakers today. Like Daddy Saka said, for me, for you to get to the level you want to get to in life, you have to be focused. You have to be very strong, because so many things are going to come your way to make you go out of your dream. But no, don't worry. Just be focused. Keep pushing, and you will get there at the end of the day. And you have to be very, very patient. Because for you to get to the top, it will require patience. You have to be very, very patient and humble. Because most of these people who have that ladder to take you to where you're going, sometimes they can be very, very annoying. They can show you some part of them that you say, how much you get? Me too, I react that way sometimes. But when you just go back and see that, you understand that, I need this person, let me be patient and humble. I think that is one thing that I need we youth to understand. We have to be very, very humble and patient, because sometimes money is not all. You understand? Money could be everything. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll have to shift to the next show because they're already cutting us off. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that was a very deep one.
I'm telling you, I really loved it. Everything was on point, even more than, and it's just unfortunate that we can't go on. So we'll just have to leave it to the next speakers that are coming on. And it's a bye for me.
All right. Thank you so much. So I'm still here, and if you guys are just joining, welcome to the annual summit, NiSIG Summit. And well, I won't lie to you. I'm a Christian, so I will not lie. You have missed if you are just joining. You have missed so much, but still saving grace. There's still more. There's still more on the table. Like, we want to choke you guys today, not literally choke you, but you know what I mean. So yeah. So if you're just joining, you're welcome. And I'm Teresa DBC, and I'm going to be handling business section again with Mr. Taiwo. I think I can say him already. Can you hear me? Yes, I can. Good evening.
Good evening, Teresa, and it's nice to be co-moderating with you. And that last session was a banger. Kudos to you guys. Seriously, banger. I really enjoyed every bit of it.
The network was trying to mess with us, but
network will always try, but now God get the power now.
Yes, so. Yes, so. And I'm sure you took down some notes. Like, I'm sure you took down notes. Like, let me see your notes.
This is filled up already.
Yeah, because they were really dropping the things. But I mean, we already cut into our time for our next session, but let's see what we can do. So yeah.
We will use our knowledge of project management to manage this time.
Yes. So yes.
So my people, welcome. This session will be talking about NiSIG Entrepreneurs Roundtable, and we'll be having a roundtable talk with NiSIG entrepreneurs and exploring ways to finance our businesses here. So if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, or you are handling your businesses already, I think this session is what you don't want to miss. So together with Teresa, as she has said, we'll be co-moderating, and we have some speakers here who will be discussing with us and giving us some insights. The first on the list is Mr. Solomon Echo. I just hope I'm pronouncing these names very well. And the second person will be Mr. Emmanuel Orji, and while the third person will be Mr. Ola Aziz. I hope they are being brought up as I'm mentioning their names. And the last person, well, not the least, of course, is Mr. Blessing Anthony Ekereke. I'm glad that you guys are joining us, and we are most honored to have you amongst us and to share your insight, valuable insights that that has placed you where you are now, for us to deem it fit to call you guys to come and share with us. So welcome once again. Together I'll be moderating with Teresa. And to our listeners and viewers, you can join us online on YouTube. You can check the chats to see the link. Maybe the anchor should post the link once again so that people could join, because I can see more and more people are joining. So Teresa, how should it go? Over to you.
Over to me. The third person is yet to join. Is she here with us already, or if she is here, please kindly add that to the spotlight so we can just kickstart. So Mr. Olayinka Aziz, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Mr. Solomon, we can't see you and we really want to see your face, because it's not going to be fair that you're seeing all of our faces and you're now trying to disguise. So please, let's see your face.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Teresa.
Good evening.
To be fair, I've been trying to put on my video. I don't know what's happening. Definitely, I want everyone to see me the way you're seeing me.
Would you try maybe logging out and logging back in? Maybe that would work. Maybe.
I'm seeing co-host has stopped your video. I don't know if it's from the administrator's end.
Oh, admin, kindly check that, please, and let's resolve.
Yeah, so I'm trying to ask you to. I stopped your video, so I'm asking you to start now. So maybe that works. So you just need to accept or decline if it works. Otherwise, you have to log out and log in.
Okay, let me leave and join again.
Okay, so while we're waiting for him to rejoin back, we're just going to go ahead with Mr. Olayinka Aziz. I'd like to you tell us, like, what do you do in your entrepreneurial field?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. It means a lot, and I really, first of all, want to thank the whole NiSIG group for organizing this and for giving me an opportunity to talk about what we're trying to do. So I am the CEO and founder of FX Rooms, which is like a peer-to-peer currency exchange platform. We are leveraging technology to actually make the remittances and money exchange secure, more secure, safer, and seamless. I know, of course, I expect my other colleagues there to have different sectors, but if there is one sector people can easily relate to it, I think this is the sector, because we are here and there are expectations back home and stuff like that. And what we realized like sometimes ago was like for heavy businesses or entrepreneurship, there has to be a problem. And the solution to the problem is where business come out from. and the challenge with remittances, or I don't really want to call it remittances because we see it as a two-direction stuffs, because someone that is in Nigeria that needs to fund their block account, for instance, that's not remittance, you know. But anyways, regarding this thing, either funding your block account or actually remittances back home, there are challenges. Currency exchange platform is too centralized. It's one-sided, like saying we know what these remittances like Azimo, stuff like that. You can go to them, give them euro, they give you naira, but you can't go to them, give them naira, they give you euro. So we are trying to actually create a solution for people back home as well that want to maybe do businesses in Europe or have reasons to actually exchange naira to euro as well. So aside that, there is low accessibility, which we're trying to actually look into in terms of saying with all these new rules coming in every single day, like you can't send this, you can't do this and stuff like that. And the good thing about my people is the fact that for every challenge, there's always a solution. I know it's not so easy to go to remittance these days and send money back home, but people are able to create a solution through social media by having different groups where they post and they exchange their money. But personally, I see that even that is a very good solution, but it comes with its own challenges. Like it's unregulated, I would say it's insecure, and it's risky. So basically, these are the challenges we see, and we try to create FX Zoom to profile solution to these challenges. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olayinka. You've really given us so much. Moving on to Mr. Oji Infie. Yeah, what is it? Can you tell us the world of entrepreneurs? How is it to be an entrepreneur? And what are the challenges actually that naturally come with being one?
Okay, I think there are lots of challenges that comes with being an entrepreneur, actually. First of all, I think it depends on your mindset. Most probably, you know, one thing about the world of business is that it's very volatile, and you should be ready to lose it all as much as you're ready to win it all too. And also, it has a lot to do about time management. I kind of enjoyed what permit me to call him Saka for life, what he said during the last session. He said that whenever you find something you love, no matter how choked up your schedule is, once you have a passion for that, you would always make out time for it, even if it's 1 hour of the 24 hours of the day. And that's actually one thing I always try to like impute to whatever I'm doing. I'm a full-time student here in Munich, actually. And I would say it hasn't been easy running a business, actually, and also at the same time studying. But, you know, challenges that comes with being a full-time student and at the same time, like having a business you would have to watch over varies. You know, the main thing, or should I say the major challenge being time management. You know, it gets to a point where you would have to choose, okay, should I go for this meeting or, you know, attend this class? Right? Like you are just meant to choose. I'm not trying to undermine the importance of like school or anything. I mean, it's very important, and it's the reason why most of us are here today. But I would say time management is actually one of the major challenges for being an entrepreneur. And I would say, I'll just leave that, you know, as it is for now, time management. And I would also like to maybe highlight the nature of my business. I actually prepared a very short PowerPoint, if you guys don't mind, to, you know, highlight the nature of my business, just like my colleague did in the beginning, if you don't mind.
Okay. Has the video been submitted before this time, or you just want to?
Actually, it was submitted in the WhatsApp group that they made for us. But
okay,
I mean, I could share my screen, and I mean, everything is already set, and I mean, it depends on you.
Okay, yeah, you can do that quickly. Yeah.
All right. So quickly, I try to share my screen. Let's see if that works. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Teresa, can you?
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right. So, like, actually, formally, my name is George Emmanuel Ifani, and I'm a co-founder and president of Street 55. Now, you may be wondering what is Street 55 actually. Street 55 was founded in 2019. There is my co-founder, Okoro Benjamin. I'm also a student in Russia because I did my bachelor's degree in Russia before coming over to Germany for my master's. And okay, so what are we all about? Street 55 deals with customization of clothes. That is what we have as our external project. As external project, like we customize clothes for people. Because I was actually on the scholarship when I was in Russia. And one thing I figured out was that, you know, at least 3 to 4 times every year, students do have gatherings, just like this one. I would say, unfortunately, this is online, but before the corona, like gatherings were always physical, and there's always a need to like customize clothes. So from my own angle, I sat at a point and I was like, okay, instead of students like wasting money, or I wouldn't say wasting money, like spending money, maybe meeting the Russian companies to customize clothes for them, why not just start something that would like a clothes customization company that would handle this project and, you know, at a very cheaper price and also at a better rate, let me put it that way. So we customize clothes and also we have our own official clothing line and we're also official partners with Street Kicks. This is okay, straight to the visualization because I don't intend on like wasting, or should I say spending so much time. This is an example of what we mean by we customize clothes for people, like for students in their activities. This was the latest one we did actually, was a student convention. So they had like a football match and we had to like customize their jerseys for them and made it available for them at a very cheap rate. And also like we launched on the 7th, our own clothing line not too long ago. That was basically on the 7th of July this year. Because I would say like we saw that, how would I put it? That personally, I've been like a huge fan of like fashion and I also try to like bring in fashion to the streets, you know, something not very expensive, something really affordable, but plain. So we decided to like venture into our own clothing line and put it out there for people to like be a part of. So we launched this July 2021. And here are some of our like concepts and designs. This photo shoot was actually held in Russia because our warehouse is actually still in Russia. We're still like looking for ways to bring it into Germany, although our website has been like legalized and approved here in Germany too. So I'm just trying to like give you guys a visualization of what I do or what I'm into. And this was actually our signature cloth, the one that we actually launched with. And this is our partners, Street Kicks, also a Russian company that we partnered with when we launched our clothes. So moving on, what are the goals, or should I say, what are my goals as an entrepreneur? Sorry.
I'll have to cut in there. Sorry. They just reminded me that we are behind schedule, so I would just like you to really rush through the next slides.
I'm already done. Like, what are the goals? I'll say like
speakers.
Okay, I'm already done. So these are kind of like the goals because I look forward to a day, or should I say a time where I would be able to, or should I say we would be able to like create job opportunities for my fellow students and everything. So yeah, in short, we do appreciate the time and also like the opportunity given to us to like share this platform with you guys. So thank you so much. I think I'm done. Okay. So.
Wow, that was a real thing. I can only wish you all the best in your endeavors because I was really personally impressed, and I know a lot of people are impressed with what you're doing so far. We would like to hear some words from Mr. Solomon Echo. Yay, he's online finally. So thankfully, we are finally seeing your face. Yeah. So,
good evening, everyone.
Question: could you please briefly introduce yourself and just tell us how life has been as an entrepreneur? And okay, you could use just a minute to tell us what you do and a word of advice for people who are aspiring to be like you, or people who are already entrepreneurs, but they are getting tired. You know, I know the world of entrepreneurs is actually not easy word. So any word of encouragement for them in 2-3 minutes?
Okay. First of all, I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to the organizers. Thank you, Mr. Taiwo. Thank you, Ms. Teresa. It's a pleasure to be amongst every scholar this evening. Basically, if I say easy, na setup, just as Two-Face will say, Two Baba will say, apologies. You know, first of my name is Solomon Echo, and I currently live in Bonn, Germany, and I lead a team of a company called Campus Connect 49. Basically, Campus Connect 49 is there to support African students who are interested in studying in Germany, from the point of pre-admission to post-admission. And we do that by making sure that we can support them all through the journey, even before they arrive here in Germany. And then when they arrive here in Germany, we, with the support of a community like NiSIG, we can help them integrate into the society better and help them find their way through every other aspect of the society. And we've been doing that for quite some years now, successfully. Anyways, the challenges you can't take away from it. The company started, first of all, as a passion project. I'm also glad to have met Sir Saka at the very end of his speech. It's important that people see talent as a way of progressing into business. Campus Connect 49 started as a club, basically when I was still doing my undergraduate program at the University of Lagos. And there was a very great demand for the fact that people wanted to know about the opportunities of studying in Germany, wanting to learn German and all that. And after graduating, you know the way Nigeria is now, I felt, okay, if people were so interested in getting to know how I learned German and I was able to teach them basic German, and then they were also interested in the opportunities, which I had access to information because I went to the Goethe Institute. So I knew a lot about Germany and how the system worked already to a very large extent. I said, okay, this passion project could become a business. And that was how it transitioned from club to company, So, and today I have been able to take it to some extent. We are still growing, but definitely with partnerships and more support, funding, which is one of the challenges that every entrepreneur usually face, we would get it to the peak where we are hoping to get it to, because our vision is to make it a Pan-African company where we will not just be operating in Nigeria, we'll be operating in Kenya, we'll be operating in Ghana, we'll be operating in other parts of Africa where we know that students need to take advantage of the opportunities that we all are currently enjoying in Germany right now. So that's the broader vision, making it a Pan-African company. Currently, we have some representatives and partners in Kenya, Ghana, but we want to keep growing it. Our dream is to keep growing, because in business, there's no destination. It's a journey and it's a process too. I've grown as a person. My team members have grown as alongside, and we were enjoying the ride. We can't complain. Yeah. Thank you. So that's basically how I'll end for now. So if there are further questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Solomon Echo, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not Echo, it's Echo.
Echo.
It's not Echo, it's Echo.
Echo as in Lagos.
But
Lagos.
if you call them Echo.
If you
call them Echo.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for your talk. We really appreciate, and I am sure everyone who is listening and who is watching us on YouTube is really taking a lot from these. And the next person we're bringing up is Mr. Blessing Anthony Ekereke to tell us about finance and tech. Are you there, Mr. Blessing? Mr. Blessing? Is Mr. Blessing there? I don't think he is around yet. Okay, talking about financing these wonderful businesses that you guys are. Well, this session is going to be more interactive. Like, this question is not directed to anyone. How were you able to get funding for your businesses? When somebody is talking, the other person could actually interject and let's have a roundtable talk, something like that.
All right, if I may go first.
Okay.
So, yeah. So basically, I mean, the way business work these days, it's hard to actually get someone that will just drop the money just for an idea and stuff like that. So basically, the way forward is I'll say some personal fundings, at least at the beginning, and maybe friends and families that actually believe in you blindlessly, or I mean, they just believe in your idea and stuff like that. And from that, you can actually try as much as possible to build a business. And more importantly, I mean, I can actually talk from more like fintech perspective, build traction, you know, because the most important thing is for you to be the solution people need, that people will use and stuff like that. So these tractions, they are like currencies for you to seek more funding and stuff like that. But I understand this new day or new age of saying $1 million VC funding, this kind of stuff. Along the line, I think the most important thing is just to have a business that is profitable, you know. I think people tend to miss that along the line. They feel business is all about valuation or how much money you can raise or stuff like that. But personally, I believe it's all about having a solution that you can actually make money from. And it could be a bit difficult at the beginning, and yeah, that's understandable. However, the long-term goal at some particular point in time is just for you to have a business that can make profit.
Okay. Thank you so much. Also, Mr. Oji Infai, how is it going for you in Germany? Because I know Europe generally is a saturated environment. Like, almost anything you want to do, someone is there already doing it. It's not like in Africa where we still have so many areas that people are yet to tap. But in Germany, how is it going with you? Like, how easy was it for you to actually establish yourself and have a business there?
All right, so like to tackle the question quickly, like I would say one of the important things in launching, or should I say opening a business, is attaching a genuine story to the business, right? The story, or should I say, the story which makes up the foundation of your business is what differentiates you from others. Like, I remember before I started this clothing line, I went online to search, and then statistics showed that approximately 260, it should be around 262 people every week launches a clothing line all around the world. So it's nothing new, it's nothing special. But then what makes your own special, what makes you stand out is the story that you've attached behind your business, right? How can you convince someone? Like I said, okay, I give this pen to you and I tell you, okay, sell this pen to me, like market this pen to me. You know, you could just say, okay, buy this pen, it's cheap, it's affordable, it makes your writing better. This is something common, something everyone can say. But once you attach like something genuine, something that everybody can relate to, then it makes you like stand out amongst the crowd. Because actually there is basically nothing you do now that is not already common, right? But then like the foundation, like mine, I tried to associate my clothing line to the streets, also based on the name of like the streets where I grew up in. Actually, I grew up in Enugu State, Otumba Street 55. So whenever someone asks me, okay, why the name Street 55? Why did you choose that name? I try to like, I try to take the person back from where it all started. That's from where I grew up. I'm like, okay, I grew up in the streets. I know the struggles of the street. I know, okay, that many people from the streets, they want to dress well, but the problem is that they cannot really afford it. Thereby leading to so much negativities or so much peer pressure or anything. So why not just show them that, you don't need so much money to dress well too. I tried streamlining the business to my own history and also to a history many people can relate to, because personally I come from the streets. So it's nothing new what I did, but it's something that many people skip. There's also this drinking water company that they make, I've forgotten the name, but they make millions every week. They just sell drinking water, but what is their story? Their story is that the packaging, that's what they use in packaging their water is, can be recycled. Thereby they're saving sea life and everything. So the story you attach to your business stands out. But once you just launch a business and all you're looking forward to is the profit, the fame, you're not trying to attach a story to it, something that would convince people, something that would make people want to visit your website and read the biography in the website, then you're just like I'm basically just like the 260 something people that launches a clothing line every week. So I would say whenever you try to build a business, try to create a story around it, a true story, actually, a genuine story that many people can relate to around it. And that's a good start for me.
And actually, maybe to add to that, to add to what Mr. Ifeanyi has actually said, he's right. I mean, no new thing, actually. If you want to do something, it's either someone is doing something similar or something like that. But basically, I know in the actual sense of it, people are scared of competition. But all other factors equal, if I have two business opportunity, one with competitor and another one without no competitor, I'd rather go with the one with competitors. Because if it doesn't prove any other thing, it actually proves there's market for it already. That this idea, there's market for it already. And the best thing is just for you to look around at your competitors and try to understand them and build something superior.
Yeah, thank you so much, our speakers. And for the last time, this goes to Mr. Solomon Ekolo. Just for 1 minute, could you just give us 1 point or two anything you have to tell people who are looking at you right now and are like, maybe they have this thing as a seed in their mind that, okay, in their minds that, okay, someday I want to have my own business. What do you have for them as a word of advice, maybe?
So there was a little disruption at the end. I didn't get your last.
Okay. I can always come again. No problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sure there are so many people listening to you right now, and they are aspiring to be entrepreneurs. What do you have for them? Just in 1 minute, what do you have for them as an advice? Just a word of advice for them.
Well, if there's one thing I would say is be resilient. If there's just one word, be resilient, because it's tough. It's tough. Trust me. Even Apple that we are all enjoying today using Apple products. If you have time, read the history of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company, that he founded. So, but what kept Steve Jobs going was resilience, and he created value for himself that could never ever be taken for granted, even after he left Apple. When he left Apple, the company started facing a lot of troubles. But yet, with his resilience, he went on to found other companies. He founded Pizza, which became, created an animation that grossed so much money, at the point of his peak, So, if there's one thing every aspiring entrepreneur should really practice, is resilience. Well, perhaps I shouldn't use the word practice, because resilience is like character. You have to build it. It takes time to build. So if you don't have it inherently, you can build it just as the way you can build character. But some people, they will say some people are born business people, some people are born entrepreneurs, but I don't think it's exactly true. Anyone can do business. You just have to, it's a skill. Anyone can learn it, but it's just that some people perhaps more they have more ideas on how to go about it, or they have the wherewithal to be able to put everything together to make the business work. But talking about building a business, anyone can do it. So if you want to build a business, if you are just starting or you're already on the journey, you just have to be resilient. That's what will take you through the tough times, the tough days. There have been days that I just felt I'm giving up. This is not working. I'm going to just surrender and let's go. But looking at the fact that you've started a journey and you know where you're going to, you see the bigger picture. It's all about vision.
Okay.
You see the vision, and that is what keeps you going.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's basically.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Echo. What a nice expo. We call it expo in my secondary school days. Expo. Well, it's expositions. Actually, in 1 minute, like in 30 seconds, if anybody wants to contact you, what's your contacts? If you don't mind to drop maybe your business contact or your personal contacts for people who want to learn in 10 seconds.
Okay.
I noticed a colleague of mine has dropped our email address, our website.
Oh yeah, we can see.
Yeah, it's in the chat box.
Yeah, Ola at fxblooms. For Mr. Ola says Ola at fxblooms.com, and for Mr. Oji Infanyi.
I'll drop the email.
Okay.
Is it business email or personal email?
No, personal.
Business
well, if you drop personal, you know what you're asking for. Business email. Trust me, some girls are not smiling, so you can drop both actually. All right. And if you also have a page, a place that we can just check up and all that. Yeah, so.
Okay, I think my colleague dropped a website, but I can still drop it again.
Yeah, you can. So for whoever is interested in contacting our speakers, you can check the charts. Their contact details are there. So after this program, or maybe while the program is going on, you can contact them. Teresa, I think this session is over, and I'm over to you to round it up nicely for me.
Yeah, I mean, being the one thing I noticed from them, I mean, you are out of time. They are practically sending us out of here, but you guys just give me 30 seconds. One thing I noticed is, you guys, the way you handled being an entrepreneur person, you're making it look like you're scaring me, because you guys are not smiling at all. You're making it look like it's a serious, very serious thing. What happened? Is it very serious? So that we'll know. I'm sure that you guys are just trying to, I'm sure it's not this serious, but as I'm seeing your faces, they're just trying to, comfort yourself. We know how it is. I think I'm into entrepreneur something back door, not fully. All right, thank you so much for joining us for this session. We had so much to learn, and I'm sure that people will be contacting you, and your businesses will be going to the next level by God's grace.
Yeah, please, so contact us. So we need funding. We need partnerships.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Don't worry, we have Zadis there that will sponsor you.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, bye.
Thank you very much, everyone.
All right.
Thank you, Aziz.
All right,
thank you,
bye.
Oji.
So yeah, that we've had wonderful sessions this evening. I'm just so hyped, and My able host, Evening. I'm sure you're back here.
Yeah, I'm here, Teresa. Thank you,
Ready to
Teresa
take
and
it over.
Taiwo. Yes. Thank you to all our panelists for enlightening us. Myself, I was listening, but in Nigeria, we always saying that I will be the head and not the tail. But last, it's not all of us that we have company. Some of us is job that we're looking for, and we are looking to climb up the ladder and maybe now buy out the company. So this next session is for those of us that we want to climb that ladder. We want to follow the ladder. And we'll be talking about guidelines to having a successful job interview, practical demonstration with a job seeker. Myself, I will be moderating, and my very good friend and our social director, and Dayo, would be our applicant. But then our guests, our speaker is Olariwaju Idowu, popularly called Ola Diamonds. Ola Diamonds, are you here? Are you ready for us? So I will be discussing. Dayo, could you help me? Okay, yeah, I can see Ola Diamonds. Welcome, Ola Diamonds. Please, I'm asking you to start your video and talk to us this evening. Are you there? Hi, Ola Diamonds. Hi.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How you doing? Are you ready for us?
Yeah, I'm pretty much here.
Okay, great. So we have roughly 35 minutes for this, and we'll be discussing. So we want to hear from you, like what you've prepared for us, general tips for job interview. So we do this for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, how long it takes, and then we want to use the last minute of this session to do a mock interview session. So you can listen to us and tell us, okay, that was wrong. You shouldn't say this. You shouldn't do this. So for the purpose of our attendees, shout out to you guys. You've been here since 4. We've been together doing this, and you're still here. Please remember that you can always send in your questions with the Q&A button. You can use the chat, talk to everybody. This is a Zoom webinar, so if you feel like you're alone, you're not alone. We are still here. And so, Mr. Olariwaju, I'll be reading, just to give everybody to know you better upfront, by a brief thing about Mr. Olariwaju. Is a senior and versatile human resource and people strategy leader with depth and breadth of experience in business strategy and situational leadership. He's a strong believer of human resource as both business partner and employee champion. He has great experience in leading and working with cross-functional and diverse teams at senior management level. He's a senior team management and train the trainer expert. Perfect, deep stuff. So today we are the trainees. So we are looking forward to being trained by you. So over to you, Mr. Ola Diamond.
Okay, can I confirm that you can hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so for my pre-session, how many minutes do I have?
Yeah, so we have 30 minutes. So you can teach us 15, 20 minutes, and then we use the other part for the...
Okay, cool. So thank you very much. I think it's a privilege for me being here, and I won't take it at all for granted. And I'd just like to drop few things for people. And for me, maybe I should just throw mine open. I like to be interrupted. So when somebody drop a question, you can read it right away. I'm never distracted, okay? So let's be fluid that way. So please, as I'm speaking, if you have something to say, then you can just drop it in the chat box. So Evelyn, am I correct?
Yes. I would read out. So Evelyn, yes, I'll read out the questions for you as soon as they come.
Yeah, just read it out right away. So it's fine to read it out. Okay. So I just want to say thank you guys for being here. I'll just drop some few words for you in the course of my conversation. And what I tell people, like some of my little tips I would like to leave for you is that, growing older is automatic, but growing wiser, you have to be intentional. Anybody can grow older. Anyone can grow older. It takes nothing to grow older. Eat, sleep, play around, and you grow older, right? But to grow wiser, you need to take a lot of deliberate steps. And the same way also is for your career. So let me give you an instance. So I have this mouse pad here. This mouse pad, if I drop it on this table and I want to get it dirty, I don't need to do extra work. All I need to do to get this mouse dirty is to leave this mouse here, right? After 3 weeks, what happens? This mouse will be dirty, right? Now, let's flip it to the other side. This mouse here, if I want to ensure that it is clean after 1 month, what do I need to do? What I need to do is that I need to define a time when I will clean it. I can say every 2 days, I come to clean this mouse. I can say every morning and evening, I get to clean this mouse. Now, let's translate that into our career. For those who are getting into career scene, when you transfer that into your career, what it means is that to build a stunning career, you have to be intentional. You have to be deliberate in doing that. To build that stunning career for yourself, you have to be very intentional. You have to be very deliberate. If you are not intentional in building your career, unintentionally you are destroying your career. Never leave your career to chance. You must be deliberate about how you build it, what you do, how you do them, and how you connect. Very important, right? If you don't learn them at the right time, you will find yourself in trouble. You realize that your career will nosedive right away. Because for those that have even planned their career, their probability of success in the current world, it's like 65, 70%. Those that don't plan, your probability of success is 5%. So you cannot put yourself in the category of those that really want to run their life on luck. So planning your career and getting job, right, you have to be intentional about it. And there are things I'd just like to clear. So there are some myths about getting job. What is the first myth about getting job? CV. Many people confuse CV with getting a job. Please let me clarify that. A CV, no matter how beautiful a CV is, a CV does not get you a job. Please take notes. Maybe somebody else have told you differently. I've hired hundreds of people. I don't want to say thousands, but I've hired in hundreds in this my lifetime. Directly, I've hired hundreds at senior level, at executive level, at junior level. Maybe at junior level, I cannot even count. I've lost count, right? I can tell you this. I'm talking about job. Like I like to make a joke, there are jobs, right? There are work and there is career. I try to make a joke, right? So we have job, we have work, we have career. You need to understand that there are differences. I try to make a joke with that. So I will talk more. I'll talk more about that. Just hold on a bit. So we have work, we have job, we have career. They are completely different. Okay. Now I'm talking about career, something that is self-fulfilling. And I'll come back. I'll talk about you. I will not miss anything out in that particular space. So what happens is that, what does a CV do to you? A CV only brings you to the interview table. The moment you see the recruiter, forget your CV. Many people, the mistake they make is that when they are opening the door and they say coming, they are still engrossed in their CV. They are still engrossed in how beautiful your CV is. Please, at that point, your CV is done. This is the reason why you must be very tactical, and you must understand where you put in your effort when you are crafting your CV. Because the journey of getting a good job starts with CV, because you go through different funnel, right? Before you get to the point of you enter the room. Please take note. A CV does not give you a job. What a CV does to you is that it brings you to the table to have a conversation. That's number one. Please take note. CV is not a job. Let me clear that myth for you. CV is not a job. Okay, number one. Number two, before you craft your CV, a CV is nothing but a container. Before you craft your CV, let me take a step before then. You must build a content that is commercially sellable. Please mind the words I use. I'm using this word intentionally. You must build content that is commercially sellable. Please take note. There are content that are not commercially sellable. Let me explain what that means. People think, and that will take me to the third one. People think that upskilling is the same thing as right skilling. You can upskill and not right skill for your career. But when you right skill, there's no way you will not upskill. So let me tell you, if you are listening to me, you must ask yourself, are you right skilling for your career? Let me give you an instance. So I met a guy, because I do a lot of coaching. So I met a guy 2 years ago, and he knows a lot of things. When I met him, I told him that after all, he's not getting this job, by the way. Then we had a conversation afterwards, and I told him that, my friend, you are everywhere. I have Microsoft this, I have this. Who cares? I don't care. I'll give you an instance. So I'm an HR executive. So I lead a group of companies, a tech company, and I have like 9 companies in the company. So I lead a group. And in my company today, I'm currently in UK. I work remotely. And in my company today, I have 4 Nigerians that are in school and they are working for me. Please take note. They are working for the company. They are Nigerians. In fact, I have 2 of them that work directly with me. If today you go online and you type Guardian Academy on LinkedIn, you type guardianacademy.io, or you go on LinkedIn and you type guardianacademy.io, when you type guardianacademy.io, the design of that brand from beginning till the end is done by a student who worked for Garden Academy, one of the businesses I built for my current company. And I'll come back to the entrepreneurship. Let me just talk about that one briefly. Guys, let me tell you, don't deceive yourself. Don't confuse business ownership. That's number 5. Please don't confuse business ownership with entrepreneurship. It's overrated in our current world. Very, very much overrated. This is the reason why Africans are still struggling with that. Please do not confuse business ownership with entrepreneurship. Completely different. Many of us want to be entrepreneur, but what is on our head is a business owner. We confuse entrepreneurship for laziness. I want to be my own boss. I want to be my own boss. You're joking. Guess what? You can spend 3 years in a company and you will learn what your money cannot teach you in 10 years if you start a business. Do not confuse it. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be this. I want to be that. You don't know systems. You don't know process. You don't know how to spot a candidate. You don't know how to spot a talent. You don't know how to manage a team. You don't know how to build morale of a team. You don't know about finance. You don't know about accounting. You don't know about human resources. You don't know the value of different elements of a business. All you're thinking about is I want to start up a business. Guess what? Many run in, majority run out. Let me give you an instance so that you understand. We are in a level and in a position whereby companies are no more looking for employees. Companies are now looking for what I call leaderspreneur. Companies are now looking for leaderspreneur. So now we are now at an age whereby entrepreneurs are employees in companies and they take leadership to evolve things with that business. Let me give an example. I work with a group of companies as the HR executive, and I also lead the corporate comms and the admin team. But guess what, guys? In the same company I work for as the exec, I started up a new company for my current company. That is Garden Academy that you see online. So if you type today, Garden Academy on LinkedIn, it is a business I started up for my current company. Within the company, whilst an employee of the company, number one. It's a startup I started myself. Guess what? Many people will just feel like, how to be an entrepreneur, you just resign right away, go and start up your business, you jump out, you jump in. Statistically, you realize that many jump out immaturely. Guess what? What opportunity does it give me? It gives me an opportunity of taking risk, of learning how to optimize little resources, for gathering things together, and for building a startup. Number one. Number two, there's a business that is launching in the next 1 month. It's currently online. It's called clarity.io, CLARIT.io. I started up that platform for my current company, which means that it is my baby. I built it from beginning because of my HR knowledge. Built it from beginning, launched it. In the next 1 month, it's coming fully live as an employee of a company. As an employee of a company. So most times, you think entrepreneurship is all about, I want to start my own business. I want to have my business 100%. Oftentimes, it comes from a point of selfishness, right? You must think, how do I bring up a solution where I am? How do I pivot to them? Because ideas are never finished. There are too many ideas in the volume of books. Too many ideas here that I started up a new company or 2 companies on my current company does not mean there are not too many companies in my head. There are too many of them waiting to be funded. But you learn something, right? Which means that you must skill yourself, right, for the market you are going to, not upskilling, right skilling. Now, what did I do to this guy? So I met this guy, and I told him that, my friend, don't waste your time. You've learned this, you've learned almost like 10 things. I told him, just calm down. Do you know what to do? Please, can you focus on Power BI? By the way, the guy knew almost like 9 or 10 things. He knew like 4 programming languages. He's a web developer, he's this. And when I saw the guy in the interview, and the guy was talking to me, I saw in this guy, very analytical. And the guy has a flair. He has a flair for presenting data. I told him, can you focus on Power BI? Guess what, guys? This guy currently, today, is doing a job of $80,000 only doing Power BI. Only doing Power BI. He forgot about other 8 things. He focused on just one thing and is making money. Please, sometimes knowing more does not mean more revenue for you, does not mean more value for you in the business, please. So many times we just want to know everything. You want to read this today. This one is coming out, you go and read it. Tomorrow, this one is coming out, you want to go and read it. Another day, this one is coming out, you want to go and read it. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to know what is the expertise you are building. What is that thing that when they stand you toe to toe to anybody, you can look at anybody in the face and say, I am made for this. This one, I am made for it. What are you made for?
Mr. Oladam.
What are you made for?
Permit me to interrupt you, like you said. Like, yeah. I'm just writing. This last time I probably wrote like this, in church, when pastor is preaching, we jotting, writing everything. I want you to, because now this is not just about one particular skill. I think the right skilling and the upskilling is something that everybody, whether you're a scientist, because as researchers, you tend to, maybe you want, for me now, maybe in geology, I want to do geophysics, I want to do geochemistry, because I don't know which job application I would see. I want you to further help us programming now. I think so many people will be smiling. I can see some of my friends that's the issue. They've learned Python, they've learned R, they've learned this. Who would you say, this guy and I was fortunate to meet you, but how can we know our strengths? How can you figure out this is what my expertise is? It's not everybody that will be privileged to, walk up to and Mr. Ola Diamond. How can we pivot our strengths?
Okay. So thank you very much for that beautiful question. I think if you make it conversational this way, then you can add more value. There are too many things to drop. I can tell you from now till end of time, too many things to drop. So I want to make it more targeted, so that I'm really addressing. So thank you for the question. Thank you very much for that. I would like to just say little things. Number one is, guys, please never forget your story. Never forget where you have come from. Never forget your pains. Never forget your frustration. Never forget your upbringing. Never forget your story. What am I saying? What I'm saying? I'm saying it because your life career are written in the volume of books of your history. They are there. You can Google, if you can share your screen. There's a popular quote by Steve Jobs. It says that you cannot connect. If you put on Google, it will come out. If you put on Google, it will come out. Steve Jobs said that you cannot connect the dot of your life backwards, forward. You can only connect it backwards. If you look at that quote, you can copy it and paste it in the chat box. Guess what happens? As we're living our life, we are actually writing a story that we don't know. If only we look at those stories and we look back, you will connect the dots. You will see your life in your pains. You will see your life in your frustration. You will see your life in those passions, those things within you that you have always wanted to do. What is it for me? By the way, when I was young, when I was a teenager in my early years of 8, 9, 10, 11, what was I doing? I was this boy in the class. Teachers, I went to a public school that they've changed the name like 10 times. In one place like that, in a place called Yanopaja, so it's like very, very far like that. So teachers never came to class. They come to class only once in a while. But guess what? I will stand up in the class. I will try to teach my colleagues, try to talk to them. Guess what? Then I was a stammerer. I will stammer and stammer. They'll be laughing at me. But guess what? I will still choose to stand and be teaching them. Till I got to my teenage years. In my teenage years, I will be the one to write the note because I have good handwriting. Everyone will share my note with me. I always sit down at the front of the class. I moved on, senior prefect in secondary school, in primary school, secondary school, the same thing. Then I moved on like that. I was always the central point. So I was the peer pressure. Let me use that word. I was the peer pressure. I drink, they drink. I move this way, they move this way. I say it's cold, it's cold. I say it's bad, it's bad. I say God is not God. Everybody say God is not God. I say God is God, they say God is God. So I was the guy. Now, then, looking back, then I got to my polytechnic days in Yabatech, finished with a distinction, was the best student, graduation student in my set. However, there was something common. I was a brilliant boy. I was very academic. But guess what? I knew there was something about it. What is that thing about it for me? At the core of what I am made for is people. It's people. It is people. I love positive energy. I love people. I can read mood. When something is wrong with my mom, I can spot it. If I ask somebody and say, what did I say? Better say, I'm not fine or I'm fine. I'll say, no, I don't think you are fine. I spot things. Somebody will ask me, how do you know? I say, I just don't know. I just know. Right? So when I started picking up books on psychology, on leadership, I started reading John Maxwell's book at the age of 14. Right? In fact, I organized my first leadership seminar when I was 17 years. I was the one who was teaching people leadership. Can you imagine a 17-year-old boy teaching leadership? Now, what is my message there? My message there is that don't wait until they call you an expert. The day you start, your journey to being a professional has started. So let me tell you, if today you are learning Python, do you know what to do? Throw yourself out there as a Python guru. Let me tell you, John Maxwell wrote 21 laws of leadership in his early 20s. Which authority does he have? Which authority did he have when he wrote that book? So the moment you know you are made for this, then you focus on it and develop yourself on that, right? And that is what you really need to do. Pick up it. You know what happened is that, let me tell you what happened, Evelyn. What happened to any of us is that we know what we should do, but something tells us that it's not juicy. There is no opportunity there. It doesn't look like that place I can really make money. Guys, let me tell you, I'm doing very well, good 7 digits. I'm an HR. There are developers that they will not think in their lifetime that they will earn what I earn. And I'm an HR. And I don't want to be I used to program when I was in school. I don't program again. And I don't think I've ever programmed in my life. But I want to work in an establishment whereby programmer will not earn what I earn. Do you get the idea? Somebody can say programming is programming. It's not just programming. There are many sides of life in the workplace. You need to bring your uniqueness. Are you aware today that the sales guy earns more than the programmer? Do you know?
New information for me, because even when you check on Google, you see most times I do it like highest paid jobs. And right now you're telling us it's not about the money, but some of us, you know, highest paying jobs, and then you see programming, machine learning, and then that's what we pivot to. So now don't
fall. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
All right. Mr. Diamonds. Yeah, dropping diamonds in this group. I'm just looking at the participant, like it's increasing. Guys, invite your friends to come and join. And if they miss out, they can always join us on YouTube. You know what? So last week I talked about leadership. Like I was invited to talk about leadership, and it was a church setting. And I remember that I was telling them stand out. And one of the questions that so my question now is, earlier, for those that probably missed it, or just to reiterate, you started by saying that the CV does not get you the job. The CV just brings you to the... Mr. Ladiamond, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to bring up my screen. Continue.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you said that the CV just brings you to the recruiter's table. And then, so my question that I prepared even before you started talking, I want us to address it, is, how do you then stand out? Because some of us, like, the way after school, you have the 18-month probationary period, you're looking for jobs, recruiters are sending you a message on LinkedIn. How do you stand out to recruiters?
So I'll tell you how to stand out. Okay, so how do you stand out? Please, I just want to plead with you. Be so good that you cannot be ignored. Let me give you an instance. So my current company, that I work for. So I worked with Procter & Gamble for more than like 11 years. Then I left Procter & Gamble. Then I stopped working for a while. Then one day somebody called me and said, "Oh, there's a company that the CEO would like to talk with you." I was in the US then. So I came back to Nigeria. We had a meeting on the island in 4 Points, and we're having a conversation. Do you know what I told him? When I checked the company, I saw that the company has more than 35-40% of students from the school that I finished from. Okay? Do you know what I told the CEO? Do you know what I told him? I said, he was asking me some things. I told him that, well, I don't think I should tell you a lot. But if you want to know me, go back to your company. take random sampling of those students that knows me. Take 10. Out of 10, if more than 2 gives you a negative report about my excellence, about my leadership, about my integrity, don't call me back.
Confidence. Is it confidence?
Let me give an instance. So I don't know anybody in this chat room currently, but I can do it at random. If anybody here has heard about my name before in the school I finished from OAU, I can do the poll anonymously. Do you know why? You must be good enough that whoever does not like you will only not just like you, not because you are not good. Do you get the idea?
Yeah.
You must be very good.
That's a perfect answer.
You must be very good. Very, very good. I'll give you a guy.
Go on.
I interview a guy. I interview a guy. Part 2 students. And we're talking. And the guy told me, and the guy said, just give me anything, the design. Give me any design. And I'll give it back to you in 1 hour. Then I told the guy, okay, you know what? Then we gave the guy a prototype and say, can you work on this kind of a thing? The guy said, okay, I'll share my screen. Let me start. Say right away. Say, I will bring it out for you. The guy gave us in that session a part 2 student. A part 2 student gave me a prototype of a mobile app in 1 hour. He gave me the wireframe. I was blown away. See, in your CV, in interview, don't be talking about what you know. Talk about what you have done. No, there's a difference. There's a difference between I know it. There's a difference between I have done it. Let me give an instance. Yeah. When I finished school, I had a lot of things on my profile, and maybe many of you neglect it in your CV. Let me give an instance. When I was in school, I was the president in 3 different associations. I was an ESCO in my fellowship. I was in a social club, I organized many conferences in school. So when I was writing my CV, leadership, I assessed myself. Organizing, I assess myself, because when they ask me question, I have an answer. And let me just tell you how you answer question in an interview. How do you beat anybody in a question in an interview? Yeah.
Okay. I know you want to go into how we answer questions, right? But I was hoping that we can do that with a mock interview with Dio. Dio is waiting so that we can do that. So I'll note that down. So maybe we can just move into that so that you can answer that question right away. So Dio is waiting. We'll do a mock interview. Well, we're just going to do that for like 5-10 minutes because it's planned. And you are dropping diamonds. Like, I don't know how you got about that name, but it's that name it's diamond. So thank you so much. So just to reiterate, I see that the participant keeps increasing. Please, you need to go on YouTube and watch this session particularly and others that we've been doing. And I just want to reiterate, you said that when you get to the CV brings you to the interview table, but when you get there, for everyone that just joined us, don't just mention what you know, mention what you've done. And that's why it was giving us examples. So now we're not going to go into, I'll bring Dio to the panel now, and some people are like, allow you to continue speaking. He's going to continue speaking. We just want to do practical.
I think okay, let's do practical, then I'll come back and share the framework. Okay.
Maybe
the framework of what
our
to
interview.
say, so that you will not give him expo, so that he will not start giving you. Let him do what an average,
Please, I need the expo. Please.
No, let him do what we will do without the diamonds. After, you not give us the diamonds. So I'm going to step down now. So we'll be having a mock interview session with Dio and Mr. Ola Diamonds. So Dio, I don't know what job you're applying for, Mr. Ola Diamonds. Please help us. You are the HR person. So please, over to you and Dio. We'll run this for about 5 minutes, and then we'll use another 5 minutes to conclude, and you share us the tips.
Okay, yeah. So when we have 1 minute to go, let me know.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start
then now. Please caveat, guys, in the next few minutes, this is not the diamond that came to speak. So different diamond, okay? So understand that. So, okay.
All
Okay.
right, good.
So, okay. So now, so what did you study?
I studied energy engineering for my master's at the Technical University of Berlin, Germany.
Oh, interesting. Then your BS, what did you study?
I studied chemical engineering in Nigeria.
Chemical engineering.
Yes, sir.
So don't mind, but I don't have mine. So I'm trying to get my notes. Okay. So you study chemical engineering, right?
Yes, sir.
In Nigeria, and you study energy, right? In Germany, in your
Yes,
MSc.
Exactly.
Okay. So, which job opening are you coming in for? Which job opening?
I'm coming in for the junior engineer project management in your company, sir.
Okay, the junior engineer project management, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you just tell me about yourself, just in a few seconds, about yourself?
Okay, so I'll start from Nigeria. I grew up in Lagos, and I went to chemical. I studied in Covenant. I studied in Covenant University, my chemical engineer. While I was in school, I did a few projects with Dangote Flour, with AP Petroleum. So those were my industrial experience. And after graduating my BSc, I worked for 3 years in an oil and gas firm where we were managing projects of pipeline from Port Harcourt to Delta to Warri. We were managing pipeline projects. And after that, I wanted to go higher in my career. So I decided to come to Germany. And while I was in Germany, while I studied in Germany, I've actually done an international Ausländer semester, so we call it foreign experience, where I went to Mexico to do a project of wind turbine in Mexico. I came back to Germany and I've worked with a few companies like Amazon and Daimler. So those are my engineering and energy experience, and within those times, I've gathered so much experience in organizing, leadership, teamwork, and I also picked up a few languages along the way. Thank you, sir.
Is that all?
That's all for now.
Okay. Okay. So because you're coming for a junior engineering project management, so in this company, we use a lot of methodologies in our project management. So are there things that you have been familiar with in project management? What exactly it entails? Have you been able to lead a project before? So what I want to hear is that just tell me one particular project that you've led before from beginning to the end, or maybe you took it over, any kind of project. And I would like to also know the skill that you used and when you use those skills.
Okay, so I will immediately point out the project we did in Mexico. So the project in Mexico was building and installing a 30 kilowatt wind turbine engine in a state called Santiago Querétaro. So I was it was a team of 7, and there we used different software to model the wind turbine and the generation of electricity. We used a software called Windrose, and also in the project on my self-study, I studied PMP, Sigma. That's just self-study. So I used that experience in that project also.
Okay. Sorry. Apologies that I have to cut you there. So you said you study PMP, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you talking about PMP, so there are many knowledge framework in PMP, right? So when we talk about resource management, right? What is it all about? So do you know what we call ITTO?
So the PMP I did was more self-study because I wanted to do the project in Mexico. So I didn't get the certification.
Hold on. So you said you studied it, so I tried to pick that. So do you know what ITTO means?
No, sir.
Okay, so they just tell me about about the part of the resource management. What resource management means in project management?
Okay, so resource management is from what if I should relate it with my project, is we were given a budget, and we're to use it to get this 30 kilowatts wind turbine up and running. And in there, the resources we needed to transport, we needed to transport materials, and where we are going to, we needed to implement the project in a.
Okay, cool.
You need to round up the interview.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, cool.
So that's the end of the interview session.
So how do you feel?
Yeah. Okay, how I felt. So I know the time is against us, but I wasn't able to properly explain the PMP aspect, because I wanted to relate it with the project, because I couldn't finish the project because I don't think I properly explained what the project was about. And yes, probably I was.
What's your regret in this interview?
My regret was not.
Very much.
Yeah, I didn't. I felt I didn't answer your question because you don't feel satisfied, or I didn't see that satisfaction what you're looking for.
So you can pick that on my face.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
I felt probably at one point I spoke too much about the history. I did not quickly bring out my skills or my skills and my knowledge, know-how, and I was rambling about history for a while. And
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, guess what? You have just lost a job of $80,000. Not because you didn't pray. Life brought the opportunity your way. I'm here to listen to you. You didn't take it. You didn't grab the offer, right? And that is exactly the way job interview is. Are you getting my point? That's the way job interview is. And you know the funniest thing, let me use Newton law. A body will remain where it is, or if it is moving, we keep on moving. What it means is that, see, you can do 100 of this kind of interview, except maybe luck just shine on you. Nothing will happen. If your interviewer is smart enough to pick something from you. So let me talk about some things. Some things about it is that when I ask you, tell me about yourself, guess what? Did you see me that I was writing?
I saw you were writing.
You were not writing. So how are you listening to me?
Yes.
When you go for an interview, you're having a remote conversation. You know what to do? You write. Look at what I've written out in what you are saying. See, look at me. I'm a professional interviewer. Can you see?
I can see.
Just while you were talking, I was drawing things out, sketching things out. So when you are being interviewed, you know what I do? If you're interviewing me remote, virtually like this, I will have white paper on my table. So that as we're talking, I'll be sketching what I want to say, right? So that I can aggregate my thoughts together, right? So when I say, tell me about yourself, what I'm saying is, please tell me about yourself means that sell yourself. That is what it means. It means, can you please sell yourself? Do you know why? Never mention things on your CV.
Okay.
Take notes. Don't mention things on your CV. Tell me about yourself. You will, for example, I'll give an instance. So I got to an interview, and I do a lot of interviews. I do interviews till now, and offers come, I throw them away. By the way, let me just tell you, let me clear your mind. Guys, there are too many jobs. The only thing is that people that are competent are not enough. There are too many jobs. Keep that in mind. I don't think a year will pass, I will not have like 14, 15 job offers in my lifetime. That it is, let me tell you, COVID came. During COVID, I was having offer. You know, COVID come, everywhere shut down. Offer were coming. Take note of that. So block your mind. There are jobs. Take note of that jobs. I can tell you that there are jobs. I'll come back to that. So you must sell yourself right away. talk about something. Let me give an instance. Somebody asked me in an interview, and the person said, tell me about yourself. You know what I told the person? I started by telling the person that, well, interestingly, I've spent 8 years of my life, coming to learn and coming to terms with what my father told me when I was young, that I am not special. The person, what happened? You will sit down. Imagine I told you that I spent 8 years of my life to validate what my father told me when I was young, that I am not special. You want to hear, who is this guy's father? Who is he? Do you understand? Then if he's not special, then who he is? Or who is the guy, right? Now, guess where I was going to? Where I was going to is that my father taught me that I was not special, but I'm unique. Do you see? That was the message I wanted to pass across to you. I was now bringing out my uniqueness one by one. So you need to talk about what is the selling point of Dayo? What is it about Dayo all through life? What does Dayo friend talk about? What does Dayo manager talks about? What are the awards Dayo has won? What are the things that Dayo reads? How wet is Dayo reading? For example, I told somebody like in an interview, they said, tell me about yourself. I said, well, that I'm a bookie, that I think I'm one of those 50% of people in the world that reads a lot. Leadership, I am there. Personality assessment, I am there. Personal development, I am there. Writing, you see me. I read a lot. And I doubt that a year will pass, I will not read more than 30 books. In fact, this year, I'm on my 33rd book. And I can tell you, each of those books I've read one by one, because I have a map for each of my books, because I try to remember them all the time. Immediately, have I not given you a brand of myself? Have I not given you my brand?
Yeah, you have.
Immediately, I've given. Now, will I write that to my CV?
No,
not on my CV. Guess what? I was in an interview and the person said, tell me something that is just different about you. Guess what I told the person? I told the person that, by the way, I was the former student union president in OAU, and I was the student union president in 28 years that graduated the same year. And I said, I deliberately planned for it, I documented it, I executed it, I assessed it, and I delivered it. And I told the person that, in fact, when I get to, I can snap you the paper where I documented what I would do as a president. I documented it. The person felt like, okay, this.
Thank
okay,
you.
sorry, I need to go to two things before I finish. Now, you went through your growing up, your Covenant University. You now said you work on some projects. Nothing. Why did you go to CU? What was instrumental about you going to CU? For example, I went to CU, and in CU, I was built on leadership. For example, I talk about me going to IFE, and I said I went to a prestigious Obafemi University where I learned resilience, and it has always stood me out anywhere I am. Do you see? I've linked my going to IFE with what I learned in IFE. Do you see? So you went to CU. You must quickly bring a unique selling point of CU into that conversation. And by the way, you need to write all these things down. Now, the last one is that don't ever mention something in an interview that you cannot defend. You said the minute you mentioned PMP, I held you on PMP. Do you see? Yeah. I held you straight on PMP. Don't ever mention where you don't want. That's why when the interviewer takes you this way, if you realize that you're not too good in that, they are taking to where you want to go. I say, this one, I'm here. I stay here and I can get it done. Now, what I want to tell everybody at the beginning was that if you are answering an interview, there is a clause that you must keep in mind. We call it SAR. Some people call it CAR. Please keep this one in mind. CAR. CAR. Some people call it SAR. You must always keep it in your story. Anytime you are in an interview, what does it mean? When you are in an interview, you are talking about a project. For example, I ask you about your project experience. Guess what you will do? The C there or the S there means situation. You will say, we had a project to build a turbine of this capacity, right? And the challenge was that the cost was small. we're meant to spend $1 million, but we only had $800,000. So we have a constraint of fund. You see, I've given you the situation. For example, I would say when I was in Ife, I had a problem and a challenge of how do I graduate as a union president? That was the situation, and that was the contest. I'll give you the contest. I'll say my boss gave me a website to design, and we only had 1 week to deliver it to our clients. That was the contest. Please take note. That is the C. Contest. You must say the situation if I ask you a question. Now, the next one is that you will not talk about the action that you took. Right? You not talk about the action that you took. You say, I did this, I did this, I did this, I drafted this, I drafted this, I organized meeting, I went back to the clients, I did take out the engagement. When you now say that, that is the A. Now, to not let your story tie together, we now talk about result. How there is result. You now say, at the end, we were able to, we couldn't do the project for $800,000. We eventually went above by $20,000, but we were far away from the $1 million, which means we're successful. I get my point. So you must talk about the context, situation, the action, and the result. Yeah, and the result.
Mr. Oladiamon, that's
thank you very much, sir.
Perfect point for us to land and end the situation, context, action, result. I really wish we could reiterate all the points. I think you got the job where we take it to another department, right? You will not take it to PFP. You will take it to another project management. Thank you so much. Like everybody, Oyebanji says scientific aluta. Thank you so much. Made so much sense. Round of applause for Mr. Oladiamon. We wish we could have you for the whole day and just continue to talk. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing so much gems and diamonds. We really appreciate you, sir. And someone asked a question that where can we meet you? So maybe you can drop in the chat box for us how we can contact you, sir. For me, I know I'm going to send you a message on LinkedIn so that I can help my career. So thank you so much, Mr. Oladiamon. It's been a pleasure talking with you. So now we'll be moving to have a good
and please, guys,
yeah?
You can, for tech, anybody interested in tech, please go to my LinkedIn page, right, and go to guardianacademy.io. In fact, I have a session tomorrow, 12 o'clock tomorrow, to teach people how to develop their career plan, right? So you can send me a message on Instagram. You can also go to this page, guardianacademy.io on Instagram. You'll see the page there. You can register on it, and it's an academy that I built to train people on tech and also to help them to also get job in the industry. That's what I do. And if you want to boost me on WhatsApp, it's fine. My WhatsApp is very active. I only have one number. I never had one number in my life. 2 numbers. So this is my only number. It's available online. Boost me up anytime. Just mention the name of this organization, then we are good to go. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, guys, there's so much resources in the chat box. Help yourself, guys. Bye. So right now, Dayo. Yeah, so let me remove the spotlight. Thank you so much, Oladiamon. Thank you, Dayo. We will be moving on to the comedy session right now. Dayo. Comedy, something to lighten up the moment. And Dayo, over to you, right? And Emmanuel.
Hello. Thank you very much, Evelyn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We need to promote our celebrity in the house. We have to promote him right about now.
Okay. Hello. The comedian, Aproko man of God.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think everybody can hear you.
We can hear you. Our apologies for running behind track. Some of us are looking for jobs, so we're catching on to the gems. Please pardon us.
No,
we can hear you. Shoot.
No wahala. Nobody call my name now. I'll be the expert to hear. Hey, we are introducing yet the one and only, so that my spirit go day high. Nobody talk. I just yet die hala. Hello?
We
Are
we are
you know?
sorry. We are sorry. I was just coming from a job interview and I lost the job. So I was the one that's supposed to bring you on.
He has not
Sorry.
yet recovered.
I'm
We
sorry
are
from
very
Okay.
from the bad news.
Okay. Oh, sorry,
So
my
maybe
brother.
so we need you to cheer us up and cheer me up. Everybody's cheered up already. So coming on stage right now is the one and only Nigerian German comedian. He makes everybody laugh. He makes I think Angela Merkel should know that this man, you made Angela Merkel laugh too in the parliament. So he's going to make us laugh here in the summit. Please, a round of applause to our comedian in the house, Aproko man of God. Please take the stage.
Thank you very much. And so better pass. I greet everybody where they house. I appreciate you now. Thank you very much. Yes. You know, say when white man won't take microphone talk, he go just pa. He go say, he go begin talk. But you know, we Africans we will begin test the mic first. Hello, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
Yes. So before I start, I want to acknowledge the President, His Excellency, Nigerian scholars in Germany. They cannot call his name. He don't know who are they talk to. So why are they like to follow Nigerian scholars in Germany for most of all the program? Now, because of I know the features of tomorrow's when I get all the quality. For example, I get the feeling future president, they are our miss here. Future senators, they are our miss here.
Yes,
in fact, even future native daughters, they are our miss. So that is why I like to follow, Nigerian scholars in Germany. Germany now the only country where you go come single, you go back double. If you not carry Peking, go back. You go carry husband, go back. Except say you don't want to stay. If you stay, you go carry Peking, go back. When they come Europe, when I reach Germany, they say not tell them your real age. If you tell them your real age, they go deport you. Now I tell them, say I be 16 years old. Now they look me 16. I say yes. They say komish. I say that's what will be for our family. Now they carry me go hospital. May I go do checkup, Utazukin. When I reach there, they begin check on my heart, check on my bone. When they check my bone, they see my bone strong, thick. They put microscope on my chest. My chest they beat like when horse they run. They say that's Chinese sign. I say that's a sign. They make I open my mouth, I open my tongue. They see my tongue thick like Malu tongue. They shout. They say yeah. I say yeah. Now I tell them say now so we be for Africa. Now I show them Aki and Popo picture. I say you see this Aki and Popo, they be 40 years old. They senior me. Now they say yeah. I say yeah. Now they leave me. Now they leave me. So, but the thing get as bill. When people they go pension for at the age of 65, me I go to go pension at the age of 80 years. It's not easy. Wow. I go work till I'm old. This one they go for people where they buy gift for their grandmama for village. My grandmama they do birthday. Now I say make I buy gift for my grandmama. I don't they buy different things before. I don't buy rice. I don't buy gari. I don't buy different gifts. I can't think what I'll buy for my grandmama. One of my Ubo friend where they work say make I buy parrot for my grandmama. I say yeah. He say parrot. I say parrot. And these parrots they speak plenty language. They speak Chinese. They speak French. They speak about 8 language. He say go keep my mama, fit. First go follow my grandmama they talk. Now I call it a good idea. Now I buy parrot. Now I carry and go Nigeria. Now I say, mama, this is now my gift for you. Say you don't get everything. You don't get washing machine. You don't get cloth. You don't get this. Now mama say, oh yes, it's very good. Now my mama take them. Now I come back to Germany. After 2 weeks, now I come, my mama say, Mama Alpha, how your body? Say they fine. Now I say, Alpha, I hope you enjoy. He say she enjoy. I say, what about the parrot? What I buy for you? My mama reply me say, I've eaten it. I say, you don't eat them? He say, yes, you don't eat them. He say, it's very sweet. I can't notice say the way when Oyibo people they take the shit, it they different with the way black man take the shit. If Oyibo man want shit here, you go see him, you go they smile. that they read newspaper for toilet. You go enter Igbo people toilet, you go see newspaper. They shit. They smile, they shit. Shit go they enter pole, you enter water, go they make tom. They go they smile. You go like to shit. But if black man want shit here, na problem.
Okay.
They go first transform like this to imbesa. If you see where they push shit, it go be like saying a picking the born. They go they push shit like saying a fight. After they don't eat akpu, kenke, agbolo, all this food where we go eat morning 3 times in a day. Our shit won't take comment. You go find out, say, African people really shit, eh? They get as be. Yes. So, Europe not that easy. So, for people when they come Europe, where if you say Europe, they easy. Europe not that easy. But when you come, you go see as be. The early time when I see come Europe too, I need a quick touch my age. At the face they check before I give age. So that when people ask, will they ask which type of age the person want, whether na Europe age or na African age.
Okay, so you are the 60-year-old Nigerian.
Thank you.
60-year-old, okay.
They say 80 years, my brother.
Okay.
80 years. Yeah, 80 years. So will they give two age? Some people do not be all shall, say some people knows where they give. But most people lie for their age, but not be all. Now, this new generation now talk through so that you go fit into the age. But most people, not be all shall, joke day. Yeah. So when you they ask stammer a question, wait, make it answer the question finish before you give a good mark.
All right.
When we just school in those days, I get one friend. Now stammerer, it is stammerer. When they want to answer question, we say You understand? Now they ask question. Say, where do Christians worship? Somebody answer, say, Christian worship in the church. They say, good, clap for the person.
Yes.
Now they ask one stammerer, where do Muslim worship? The Muslim come begin to talk. The stammerer guy come begin to talk. Muslim worship in the mo. Now the teacher say, clap for him. Now I tell the teacher, make them wait, more never clap. Make him talk finish before people go clap for him. Okay. The guy begins stammerer. Muslim worship in the mortuary. He said, now they're Muslim people, the mortuary.
Man of God, we are so grateful. We are so grateful. We know we are taking so much of your time, and you will continue this tomorrow. And everybody, we are here right now. We want to thank you very much, and also apologize for taking your time.
No problem.
So we slated 15 minutes for you, but right about now, the next session wants to start, and we really, really appreciate you. And we promise you tomorrow it will be on time, and we're going to have more of you and more of your job. We really appreciate you, Aproko man of God. From my side, a round of applause, and everybody in the chat box, they are thanking you. And I will say, yes, thank you very much. Evelyn, at this point, we can go straight to the next session, right?
Yes. We have our DJ. Do the introduction.
Okay, so on the wheels of steel. So is wheels of steel now? Have they changed the material? I don't know, Evelyn.
I think so. Well, now that it's virtual, maybe it's Zoom or the screen.
On our DJ on the screen of Zoom, on the Zoom of screen right now is none other than DJ Frigga. Please, let's bring DJ Frigga up. So right about now, we are going to the DJ session. We are going to dance. We are going to have fun. It's the music. You can request for your music, whatever music you want to listen to right about now. Please put it in the chat box. You can request for anything DJ Frigga has it for you. And please, let's bring DJ Frigga up and highlight him. Yes, we can hear it. Yeah, coming on.
Can you hear me? Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening, DJ Frigga. Yes, is here right now. I'm so happy to see you.
Apologies for timing.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's all good.
exactly. Thank you.
Well, to start with, well, as you said, my name is Tiji Friga, and before I say another thing, I'm not a jukebox.